March 31st. This is Prime Nation Radio. Thank you all for joining us. We are in our pajamas today, so it is Double Fist Friday. We upped the degenerate level. We are all broadcasting in our pajamas, and I'm not sure if Tanner has shown you guys yet, but why don't you go ahead and show the audience what you're working with, Tanner?
Be careful what you show them.
I sleep buck naked. This is the best approximation
Buck
of what I could do.
naked.
Buck naked. With a CK.
Oh, Gerard. Well, let's finish our introductions first.
All right.
Okay, so introductions.
Yeah, so I'm Sydney Roberts. Thanks again for joining us, Prime Nation Radio.
I'm Tyler Wood.
I'm Jimmy Smith.
I'm Gerard Fortune.
And I'm Tanner Methman.
Perfect. And I am getting the 360 camera going.
And who do we have on the couch today?
On the couch today, we have Bill, our producer, and then we also have David, who might be joining us for some technical aspects of things. David's Gerard's roommate.
And he is 21.
I was about to ask.
He is 24 going on 25. Okay.
24 going on 25.
Born on the same day.
25 going on 13.
Known this guy since 6th grade. So
Nice.
Oh, also,
He's still in 6th grade, right?
he's just.
Since he was in 6th grade.
I would hope not.
Pulled him
He's
out of school
be keeping
today.
that secret from me all
I
these years.
think he's got a baby face like
He's
me,
just-
because I've got like 9 years on all you guys, but
Uh-huh.
nobody probably knows that.
I
I'm
didn't know.
2 years younger than he is, and I look like his dad.
Sound like him too.
I also just real quick want to cut to Captain Dan right
yeah.
here in the
Ooh.
Outspace room.
Good pull. Good pull, Tanner.
Who did that? Wookiee
was
boy.
me.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
Appreciate it.
Oh, Gerard.
Did you write that down?
You're not in your pajamas, are you?
I am. I'm in my sweatpants.
Yeah.
Which are, I need to get up and go so I wake up. So, yeah.
I have some more official-looking pajamas, but I don't think you trust wearing anything I've worn, do you?
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. Good.
It smells like I do, SpaghettiOs.
Oh, God.
I
got a
gotta
little
love
hungry.
that.
I stopped wearing pajamas, and just the morning, if I had to go out before taking a shower, I would just wear the clothes I wore the night before.
I typically don't sleep with anything on, but whenever I wake up, the first thing I put on is my robe, so I call that my pajamas.
I'm getting closer and closer to trying that because it's randomly I'll just sleep in my underwear.
Mhm.
I'm like, this feels great.
It's just like I've gotten to the point where in the middle of the night I'll wake up and whatever clothing I am wearing is all twisted around and uncomfortable, so I just throw it off in the middle of the night. So I started cutting that step out.
I mostly just sleep in boxers, but I decided to do this today because it's more fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Whip out some armpit hair if I need to.
Yeah, go ahead and surprise Jimmy with that whenever you want.
Catch a whiff of Tyler in SpaghettiO pits.
I took a shower this morning.
That's thank you. That's a
Come
big
here.
achievement. That needs to be a picture.
Stay like this.
Bill can get on that.
Yeah,
Stay
that's
like
fine.
this the whole show. This will be good.
All right, so on this day, like I mentioned, it's March 31st, the last day of the month. On this day in 1889, the Eiffel Tower officially opens in Paris. Has anyone ever been to Paris here?
No, I've never been outside the U.S.
I took a French
I've
class.
been to the Caribbean, but that's it.
I really want to go to Paris. I tried learning French in college. I passed. Don't actually remember anything.
I remember more French than I do Spanish, but I remember very little of both. The only thing that I can reliably remember from Spanish is Tengo Hambre, because I figure that's aww.
My hometown has
Warms
a
the heart.
a Bobo fake Eiffel Tower that's like not even that big. It's in a shopping complex.
Huh?
It's really funny. But
Do you know
for
what
the
the
first
purpose is? Like,
I
are
don't
they
know.
the sister city of Paris or something?
No, I guess to stand out at something. I don't know why it's there.
Huh.
Just to be eye candy? I
Yeah.
have no idea. But I remember like probably the first 5 years of my life, like probably thinking that was the Eiffel Tower, and then somebody, probably my mom or dad, had to break down that it's just a replica.
Yeah,
So-
not the actual one. What is it,
Yeah.
like 3 feet tall or something?
Just maybe like 10,
Okay,
maybe
gotcha.
20, I don't know.
Gotcha.
It's very small.
Well, what was the purpose of the Eiffel Tower? Does anyone know? This isn't something I want to go as deep as looking it up and everything. I'm just curious if anyone knows off the top of their head.
I honestly don't, and I know that's a shocker, I'm sure.
That's
but
a
yeah,
first,
I really,
yeah.
I really don't know.
Probably like you're just looking at your space that you live in, like it's missing something.
Probably an artist designed it. Some kind of.
Yeah, they do a lot of artsy stuff because they have the Louvre too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is the Louvre the place where the paintings are?
Yes.
Or okay, what's the thing?
the glass pyramid.
No, it's like a square thing.
Arc de Triomphe.
Yep.
Yeah,
that.
I think that's in Paris too. I'm pretty sure. Then they have like a replica in New York. But yeah, so Eiffel Tower, and then it was it held the record for the tallest man-made structure for 41 years. So Tanner, real quick, what's 41 plus 1889?
That would be 1930.
Nice. Any idea? Was the what is it called? The Empire State Building. You think that was it?
Wait, what?
You think the Empire State Building is what took over for the Eiffel Tower in 1930?
I guess. I mean, New York, I feel like that would have happened during the 1890s when, like, they started building the skyscrapers during the Gilded Age.
Let
So
me know if you want me to look up anything.
Yeah, you can
Or
go
if
ahead
you
and be
just wanna
looking this up.
blindly-
Because I'm surprised Tanner has such limited knowledge about this stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, I see how it is.
Whoa,
Fine.
whoa, don't want to repeat it
But I
yesterday.
mean,
Calm down.
if the Empire State Building was built in 1890, then the Eiffel Tower wouldn't have had the record for 41 years because the Empire State Building is definitely taller than the Eiffel Tower.
I mean, maybe that's the case. I just figured that, I mean, maybe construction started, though.
Okay.
I mean, I assume the Empire State Building took
Why'd
a
you
long
do
time
Trump
to build.
hands?
I don't know. I got attention, though. The Eiffel Tower is not a building. It's a structure.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up. Everybody knows. Look it up.
So is there's a
Relax.
different
That's
man-made
all.
structure that?
That's all I had. I don't know about. Oh, I looked up list of tallest buildings.
Okay, I see. Well, also on this day in 2001, the Netherlands are the first contemporary country to legalize same-sex marriage. I'm not sure exactly what it means by contemporary country. Maybe there were countries where it was never made illegal or something like that. But like I pointed out before we got on mic, I'm kind of surprised that it was ever even illegal in the Netherlands because that part of the world is traditionally the happiest part and traditionally sort of the most liberal. I mean, probably not in the terms of the way we think of liberal, but in terms of actual personal freedom,
Yeah, all the smoking they do over there. And they're just like, yeah, go ahead, do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has plenty of space. Everyone has free health care. Everyone is well educated. They know that they don't have to be offended by seeing other people kiss, unlike
Is it-
small-minded Southerners.
They're too high. Just even.
Yeah.
Even be
pretty much.
bothered by that, I guess.
Yeah, the Amsterdam is in the Netherlands. That's true. I'm not sure if that's like a running motif throughout. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you just saw
That's
the graphic?
very intense.
This is
That's
me and-
very,
me and
that's
Tyler a
very
second ago.
intense. Wow. Okay.
Those guys look more like Greek or Brazilian to me than Netherlands.
Oh, I just
Costa
typed in
Rican.
gay.
Oh.
I think that was the first result. Let me double check.
I have
believe-
info. I have information
Please.
pertinent to not.
Pertinent to the Eiffel Tower.
Yes. 1884, Washington Monument became the world's tallest, I believe it's man-made structure,
For 5 years.
tallest historical structures. And then 1889, Eiffel Tower, France, which is the first structure to exceed 300 meters in height. The addition of a telecommunications tower in the 1950s brought it to the overall height of 324 meters. And then in the 1930, the Chrysler Building in New York surpassed the Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
And then in 1931, the Empire State Building surpassed the Chrysler Building.
So Chrysler only had it for 1 year.
Exciting stuff.
How pissed would you be if you were the person who built the Chrysler Building and then 1 year later you have the Empire State Building just towering over you,
Why isn't Trump like, I don't know,
trying to build the
Yes,
tallest building?
Doesn't he claim?
He already
that-
has the tallest building. Look it up.
Doesn't he
Look
claim?
it up.
that
Everybody
one of his-
knows.
I think the tallest building right now is in Dubai.
It is Burj Khalifa.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I
Built
don't
in
think you. I don't
2007.
think you pronounced that correctly. Can we get Alex Trebek on the line?
Burj.
So,
How would you pronounce that, Jimmy?
I don't.
You can look right at it.
Burj.
Yeah, I think you did it right. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
that sounds
I
right.
think you made Alex proud. Yeah.
And that is, I've never seen any of the Mission Impossible movies, but I know that that's the one that Tom Cruise, was hanging off of. He did his own stunts on, because previously that was like one of the most extreme stunts, and then he surpassed that by doing the plane thing. And I was just seeing an interview that in Mission Impossible 6, there's going to be an even more death-defying stunt that Tom Cruise is doing all himself.
How old is that little man?
He's got to be close to 50, if not already. Are you looking that up, Tyler?
I'm on it.
Thank you. Yeah, Tom Cruise, but I mean, he does all his own stunts. It's nuts. I guess
54.
54. Wow. I guess that's the kind of faith you get when you have Scientology on your side.
You know Jackie Chan.
I was
You
about
will
to
never
say.
be Jackie Chan.
True.
In life.
Yeah, Jackie Chan is so like modest about it too. Like you never see him like. It's not that Tom Cruise is necessarily like immodest, but Jackie Chan's never been jumping on Oprah's couch or
Nope.
anything crazy like
Nah.
that.
Nope. Not holding somebody captive.
Are you just referring to South Park, or did that actually happen?
No. I'm just messing.
Oh.
Fun fact about my hometown, Camden, North Carolina. Apparently, when they just went off the grid, him and Kate,
Yeah.
they were staying in Camden. It's some
What?
little- and I believe it because Camden is a place that nobody would
Yeah,
even-
totally off the grid. Yeah.
Yep, nobody would look for you there.
Huh. Yeah, man. Imagine if you're Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes and you go to just little Camden, North Carolina. You're a king.
Yeah.
Like you are,
You are.
more than a king.
Yes. You are.
Like in The Office, Michael thinks that Johnny Depp is buying a condo in his complex. And there's always like those little fake ads. I remember there was a while where they were really bad. There was a string of them where they would just find little nowhere towns and say so and so Woody Harrelson or something like that is looking for a new place to live. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all those like straight up fake news that have absolutely no basis in reality. So that's on this day. Where did my paper get around to? Any ideas, guys?
Is that it right there?
I'm not sure.
I
It's,
passed you a paper
The one with the
bag.
paper and the beers on it.
Oh, that's it.
I wrote.
That's
I
all
wrote
good.
It.
We'll share when the time comes.
Okay. Okay.
So Tanner, you've got your hands full, so I won't make you copy down this list. You can just guess after I read them out to you. We'll go and do our taste test for the beers, so they don't get too cold. So last
Too
night,
warm?
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no one wants beers that are too cold. Last night I picked up 6 beers. We're gonna taste 4 of them, see if we can identify them. The 6 beers in total are New Belgium Citradelic IPA, Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA, Highland Gaelic Ale, Foothills Hopium IPA, Blue Point Optical Illusion, and Highwire Bed of Nails Brown Ale. So we're working with 4 IPAs and then 2 other variations of an ale. So I didn't switch it up as much as last week. We'll see if that makes it harder or easier. So I guess I'll go ahead and take number 1. You guys feel free to jump in with that, whatever you want.
I'm gonna sit this out.
Sitting it out?
Yeah,
He's got the cooties.
I got a strong. Not strong. I have a weak immune system. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's got any type of bugaboos.
But it doesn't take much for me to get. I once got sick from I was chiefing with somebody one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That'll do it to you.
Yep.
You gotta use more caution, Gerard.
You got the list?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see that?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. Oops. Towel's falling
There
off.
goes the
Uh-oh.
towel. My old man.
Just
Oops! Look what happened to happen on accident.
a sip of IPA, and that's it.
so just to put anyone who might be worried at ease, Tanner does have boxers under the towel.
That's
I
it.
almost didn't.
Looks like the 360 camera is capturing it in its
Oh
full
yeah,
glory.
it is. Yeah, just got me just looking at him at the corner of my eye.
Gerard, I consider you a friend. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we're,
you
we're
do.
at
See
the
this
point where
back
this is
real
like
quick?
a
Nah, it's not. It's not. You gotta understand. Even as David, I get weirded out by stuff like that. I'm good.
Human functions.
Stuff that boundaries on homosexual.
It's a little bit. So it's just like I don't feel that comfortable with just
Yeah.
being around like
Can
this
I,
sometimes. So
right mine like right next to yours.
Yeah. Let me just do
Yeah.
my number 2.
Mm-hmm. So who here, out of the people drinking, who here is like really into craft beer?
I just came around to IPAs.
Yeah?
Yeah, to the point where I don't like
Here
Bud
you go.
Light or
Thank you.
any of the domestic kind of stuff anymore.
I went through that like a year ago, where all I was drinking was really dark or heavy beers, and for the past like 3 or 4 months, anytime I drink nothing but heavy beers, I get a bad headache. I think it's something with either the wheat or the hops or something like that. So I've switched back to more like lager type things, like Heineken and stuff like that.
You need to get some Mick Ultra.
Yeah.
Keep that figure.
I don't,
No.
mess with, I don't really like IPAs. It's too much hops for me.
Mhm.
Like it's just too much of that going on, so I can't really.
When you
taste
guys grow
the
up,
distinction.
your taste buds will acclimate.
I
You guys will
never,
like the-
I
I
never
agree.
thought that I would like IPAs, and then I got
Yeah, me
really
too.
heavy into them for a long time. And then Dan said the same thing happened to him, where he was brewing his own beer and stuff, drinking a lot of really heavy beers, and then it just started to give him a headache. And I've talked to a couple other people, so I think it is like wheat or something like that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying. Typically, like I don't have celiacs or anything like that. I don't have any other aversion to pretty much any foods, but just these heavy beers for whatever reason just instantly trigger a headache.
I just like I like drinking a lot, and I especially like drinking craft beers a lot.
Yeah.
I like just about everything. I could find something good. I'm trying to think of a single style where I just outright won't drink it, and I don't really like wheat beers that much, but I'll still give them a try.
Like Hefeweizen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
don't
but
like-
I still try them. My favorite beer, or at least my gateway beer. Actually, my gateway beer, now that I think about it, was Hopium from
Okay,
Foothills,
yeah.
one of these beers. I'm hoping I got it right,
Yeah, I think
considering. But then I remember getting a beer called Death by Hops from Old Hickory Brewery, and that one, if you don't like hops, don't drink it.
Yeah.
But that one, I was just like, I've never tasted anything like this before, and I really liked it a lot.
Do you have a particular like brand that you like love no matter what they put out? You just-
Foothills is one of them.
Foothills, okay.
Old Hickory, who makes Death by Hops, Ballast Point is obviously super good. I mean, that's why they're like number one. Actually, Snake Dog IPA is like a go-to $10 for a 6-pack IPA for me.
How do you feel about Lagunitas?
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
Lagunitas is just rock solid.
That's my go-to now.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
we should.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If
I
anyone,
can't take you seriously. Just like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna brew some beer.
We should bring Andy, my rocket scientist friend, who's like, super smart, and he also brews his own beer.
Sweet.
Rocket
Dan
scientist
Dan
friend.
Baca offered us the chance to brew beer in house.
Yeah, thank you for
Yes.
clearing it up because he was off mic. Yeah, and that's something we've talked about since before the show even got started, is wanting to do a Prime Nation beer. So we might start working with just us, or we might try the first batch with us, see how bad it is.
We're
think
gonna
it needs
turn
to
into a
fit-
little pretentious white.
I already am, first of all. Second of all, I feel like it needs to represent our personalities and our great wits.
No, it should taste good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
stouts easy to make?
Hefeweizens and stouts
Interesting.
are easy, apparently.
Interesting.
The hell's a Hefeweizen?
It's I this is what
It's
we
like
were
a
just
Heffalump?
saying. I'm not. It's like a really
it's Mr. Heffy, but very wise.
light. Like, how would you describe the flavor of Hefeweizens? It kind of reminds me of a flat soda.
It's a little like lemony.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, citrusy for sure.
I think it's. I mean,
People who actually care about beer are mad at us right now
Ooh.
because we're butchering this.
I have a book that I've read. Yeah.
Orange and Hefeweizen.
If we want
I've
to talk soda, I can go all day.
Oh,
Well,
Cheerwine's the frickin' greatest.
This is gonna be my cigarette. This is what I'm gonna get cancer from.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
can-
If there ever was an addiction in my life, it was soda for sure. I think I've started to curb it. I'm drinking a lot more variety of drinks now. But yeah, soda, it's the carbonation more than anything.
Yes, I drink a lot of
God.
carbonated water.
Okay.
Just with the LaCroix.
Yeah, I've never been able to get around with like sparkling water,
Yeah,
any of
I-
that type of stuff.
Mhm.
I like the fizzy.
Oh, I think the most disgusting thing I've put in my mouth recently was yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, no, I chose my words very carefully there. Y'all are laughing. I chose
No,
the
no.
word recently
It's fun.
with deliberation. It was probably, I tried Perrier, however you want to
What?
pronounce
That
it for the
stuff's
first time.
great.
I hated it.
It's
I-
like
I-
IPAs. You have to come around to
No,
it.
I
I've
don't.
given my roommate the carbonated water,
dumped
and he
it
hated
out.
No.
I would rather dump it out and let someone not experience it than let someone have joy from it. That's how much I hate it.
Two things. Turns out a Heffalump is from Winnie the Pooh. And second thing, Taryn, do you
Oh
need
yeah, they
help?
did a movie.
With the mic?
Yeah.
I gotta retape it a bit.
Let's get some more tape.
I'll get
I
some
think I
tape.
can help Tanner out.
I got this. I got it. Don't
no,
worry.
I want to do it.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Who's
God.
gonna get to pull it off at the end of the show?
Me.
Like that's
What?
got to be like just like
Yeah.
a little waxing of
Yeah,
George.
I think that's what the angle Tyler's going for.
Mhm.
So
Are we gonna
uh,
rank these?
tape
things,
is-
or
well,
See it.
we're
pick
gonna
the-
figure out
yeah,
who
rank
got
them.
them right. So I'll go ahead and read off my guesses first. I guessed that Citradelic was number 1. I guessed that Gaelic Ale was number 2. I guessed that Brown Ale was number 3, and Optical Illusion was number 4.
Okay, I'm totally with you on the Citradelic being number 1. The brown ale, the Bed of Nails, number 3. I had no idea about number 2 and number 4. I just knew that they were IPAs, so I went with the Torpedo IPA for number 2 and the Optical Illusion for number 4.
Okay, nice.
Thank you. Mine was, I agree with you guys again on number 6, the High Wire. That's definitely the brown ale.
Yeah.
I said that the number 1 was Highland Gaelic.
Nope.
Number 2 was Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA, and number 4 was Foothills Hopium. I really hope I get that right since I drink that beer a lot.
All right, moment of truth. Number 1 is Citradelic.
Ooh.
Number 2 is Hopium.
Mother.
Yep, number 2 is Hopium. Number 3 is the brown ale, of course. We all got that right. Number 4 is Optical Illusion.
All right.
Yeah, so I got
What,
3 out of 4.
Yeah, we got the same.
And then Tanner,
Interesting.
2?
Yeah, wait, I got 3, but I got number 3 right. Did I get number 4?
Yeah, I think you got 2 correct out of 4 because you got...
I didn't get number 4 correct, but did I get number 1 or 2?
1. No, you missed 1 and 4. Oh, actually, no.
Yeah, Tyler, I think we get the point.
Yeah,
No, but
but
he's starting to make
Did you-
like a little
yeah.
superhero thing
It's
here
like
going
a
on.
stoplight on your chest.
I just now noticed what was going on. Yeah, Tanner, I'm sorry to say you only got 1 out of 4 right.
Well, I own a book called Tasting Beer, and I've read it cover to cover. Clearly, I did not impart any of the information.
Shows
into
you
my
all
own
the
head.
good that
We need to
book
get your-
learning does for you.
I know.
Tanner, we need to get your-
from it.
Show the class.
Yeah.
We need to get just put your towel around your neck now because you're starting to look like a
Yeah,
superhero.
I
Was it
think-
a
A
tea?
bedtime superhero.
Is that what you
Real
did?
life
I'm really.
Captain
I'm trying
Underpants.
not to move it. Ugh.
You rip it out.
Hello.
It's right in the 3D camera. So that's good.
buddy. Hey,
Uh-oh.
live.
Uh-oh. I can
Hi,
tell
live.
Gerard's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
And he already doesn't like being touched. So.
Brian Granger or Jeremy Bivens, please say
oh
something
yeah,
to this.
this is a
Oh,
prime
What
day
Jeremy
for-
Bivens did for your Teen Vogue
Was
thing.
that?
God,
Yeah,
was
we
cracking
showed it
me up.
yesterday on the show.
Fantastic.
Was that not like the
Yeah,
freaking?
you were-
Yeah.
Ooh, I think since that started, viewership has gone up and down between 2 and 3.
All right, guys. Well, it's already time for our first break. When we get back, we'll talk about pop culture, and we might even throw in an extra segment today because we with that one lasted so long. But we're having fun. I hope you guys are as well. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Take it easy till then, guys. Yeah, we decided to do away with current events and just separate into pop culture and nerd culture. But yeah, I mean, unless we want to talk about the specifics of the wires and the voltage, yeah, I'd say it falls under pop instead of nerd culture.
All right. Okay. we
Maybe we just shouldn't have categories. We should just have topics we talk about.
Yeah.
Just
I
run
don't
in
know.
the show.
One way to do it.
But the I-85.
Yeah, it was I-85 in Georgia. Which have you ever lived in?
Yeah, I've lived in Georgia, and it's a nightmare as far as traffic. But what I like about it, you know the hours of when it's going to be busy, or if something's going on downtown Atlanta, then no, I need to be home at a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I like about it. But this is going to screw that city over for so many years now.
I can't imagine, man. Yeah, because I've only been to Atlanta once, and we were sitting in traffic for about an hour and 45 minutes.
It's ridiculous. And then you get out of it, and you're like, well, what were we here for? Like, there was nothing in front of us.
That's
like,
the most frustrating thing when you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic and you're just waiting. Because I like to rubberneck and try to see what's going on.
Yeah.
No dead bodies, no wrecked cars,
yeah,
and you can't see anything. You're just like,
There's
let me get to your screen.
there's clips earlier in this video of cars driving by as there's just a massive smoke cloud and stuff. You could only imagine what's going through their heads, because if it were me, I'd be thinking, when is this thing going to explode?
wow.
You know? So I've got this queued up, and about 10 seconds here is when the explosion happens that causes the actual collapse. Right now, it's just fire from the wiring underneath, and Bill was telling me that he knows this section of the interstate, and it's just held up by, he said that he would compare it to like monorail supports. So, I mean, definitely an infrastructure issue. Hopefully this video won't be too laggy. We're doing it from a screen grab. So what we're going to see here in a couple seconds, there's the giant explosion, and the bridge is actually going to collapse here soon. Oh, man.
So the wiring initially fried out, it started a fire, then like it just caused a big explosion.
Exactly,
which
yeah.
collapsed.
It was on fire for, and there it goes.
Do we know? Was anyone hurt or killed?
Nope, no injuries at all.
Holy cow!
I know,
God.
yeah, because imagine how bad this could have been if there were people. And the really horrible thing is this is an overpass. So all this has fallen. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to cause congestion on the lower part of the road as well.
Yeah.
do we have any daredevils that could, like Evil Knievel, that'd be willing to jump that
Jump
now?
that gap.
Yeah,
Well,
because
they got to pull a
something with it
speed.
now.
They got to pull a speed, take a bus, and do it.
Oh man.
It was the wiring underneath that caught fire. I'm not sure how long it was burning for, but this is about 28 minutes into the live video. So the fire must have been raging for at least, I would think, 15 to half an hour before the news choppers even got there.
Isn't "Raging Fire" a song by Philip Phillips?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone in this room. I can't tell you anything about Philip Phillips.
He's an
Okay.
American Idol guy, right?
I think.
Really? Okay.
It is.
All
All
right.
cool.
All I know about Philip Phillips is that his parents were lazy. So,
Or loved alliteration.
Yeah, maybe they were just like clever. They knew he'd be a star one day.
He's not a star. Let's move on.
I feel like if you name, like, for instance, I have an uncle whose name is Bobby Roberts. Robert Roberts. That's just lazy. I'll call my grandparents lazy. I'll be the first to do it. So our next story, which I guess still current events, not necessarily pop culture. In Australia, Cyclone Debbie, which who can do the best Australian accent?
Oi!
Debbie.
Cyclone Debbie.
The shark! The shark washed
surprised-
up on land.
Aren't we supposed to say crikey?
Crikey! It's a freaking shark!
A Debbie ate my baby.
I can see how we make this pop culture. This could be the shark from Shark Tales.
Okay.
Got sucked up by a cyclone,
Makes sense.
and he washed up ashore.
He washed up on land.
Of all the shark movies to go with,
yeah,
you
Shark
went with
Tale.
Shark Tale.
Could have been Bruce from Finding Nemo.
I didn't know his name. That's
Oh.
why. That's why I just
Okay.
Shark Tail.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm
And
talking
actually,
about.
it could.
Or
It
Bruce
couldn't.
from Jaws.
Oh yeah, it couldn't have been Bruce because Bruce was a great white. This is a bull shark, and bull sharks, if I'm sure I am mistaken, but from what I think is right, they're the most aggressive type of sharks, and they can be in freshwater as well.
Really?
There was a bull shark in one of the lakes, I think in Michigan, not too long ago, but then definitely in Africa. What's his name? Jeremy Wade, who does Monster Fish, whatever that show is.
Okay.
Where he,
Oh,
Did
yeah,
we
I
go
know
noodle?
what show you're talking about.
What is it on the History Channel?
yeah, what is that show called, man?
What's his name?
Jeremy Wade. But anyway, yeah, he does this
Jerome
fishing
Wade.
show where he goes and hunts down like seemingly mythical creatures or something like that. And
River Monsters.
River Monsters, that's
and
it.
Jungle Hooks.
oh, I didn't know about jungle hooks. Interesting. But yeah, in River Monsters, he had a 7-hour battle with a bull shark in a river in Africa because it had been eating people and plaguing the whole town.
So he goes to go fight water creatures.
Yeah,
is it?
he's like a reverse Aquaman. But yeah, I remember he had the shark on the line for 7 hours, just fighting with it till they could finally reel it in, and the shark was pulling his boat. That's
I
how
bet.
strong this thing is.
Wow.
By the way,
Yeah.
this is a picture on screen
Oh.
of like a bull shark.
Screw
just in
that,
the-
man.
Yeah. Nice
Shark
That's what
profile
you
pic.
think of when you think of a shark.
Yeah, just haggard teeth, dead eyes.
The eyes look stupid on this one.
I know. It's like it looks like a Facebook profile picture that was staged.
It's like an emo shark.
All right, look natural.
Well, yeah, it's one of those like this would be a MySpace picture for sure.
Oh,
Working the angle.
man.
And it would have the caption "random pick" or what do they call it when it's like a totally random, not planned,
I don't know.
Oh,
What's
I
the
know what
word?
you're talking about,
Candid.
though.
candid. Yeah, candid shot. Good God, sharks are terrifying. Do you guys remember 2 or it might have been 3 summers ago now? All the shark attacks that were happening off the coast of North Carolina.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh yeah.
Every time I went to the beach, pretty much every time, I saw fins, but they turned out to be dolphins. I would see the fins, and I still got out of the water immediately, and then I would keep watching them, and it turned out to be dolphins. So it led me to believe, like, maybe there was some validity in Flipper. Maybe those things do come around just to defend us from
But aren't
sharks.
dolphins aggressive too, to where they'll
I think
they'll force themselves on you sometimes?
yeah, I don't know if they do that to humans, but there definitely has been documented dolphin rape.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate. I mean, but they're like the second smartest species on the planet. I'm pretty sure behind
Sharks?
humans. No, dolphins.
Oh okay.
Sharks are dumb as hell, man. But
Stupid.
and octopus too. I think octopus and squid maybe, but either one of the two.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I know octopus. They can fit into like any space.
Yeah,
Holes
it's
that can
a-
break out.
Yeah,
It's
and
a video
camouflage.
Of that octopus on somebody's ship, and he goes, it's like the tiniest crack.
Yeah,
Like it's a pretty big octopus.
yeah.
And he just squeezes through there and just gets out.
And then you just don't even notice them. I love
That's
those
it.
videos where it's compilations of trying to pick out where the octopus is, and it's like it's always something that looks like it's obviously an octopus, but then the octopus is way over here.
Dude,
Those things are crazy.
I saw a video where they like dissected a live octopus. So they like cut the
What do
head
you mean?
open, and yeah,
Oh,
but they like
dude.
pulled it out, and it was basically it looked
Another
like
octopus.
no, that's exactly what it was. They pulled it out. It was just like imagine if you had like a bean bag, and inside the colored like felt or whatever is just the regular bean bag. That's what it was like. It was they just pulled out a pure
Whoa.
white like skeleton, but it wasn't a skeleton. It was all flesh.
Cartilage.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was so cool looking and
Oh
creepy.
man, that's wild. My girlfriend and I went to Little Dipper the other night at the fondue place, and they have a jellyfish tank. So we were looking up a bunch of stuff about jellyfish. Jellyfish are crazy, man.
They're
They've been
awesome.
around for so long.
Yeah.
They have 4 stomachs,
Yep.
no brain.
Just chilling.
Some species of jellyfish grow algae in their stomach to have a constant food supply. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's jellyfish talk.
Jellyfish.
So the bull shark washed up. Do you guys remember that fake photo that was going around after Hurricane Sandy, I think, in New York and New Jersey? I
Of
think it
what?
was Sandy, of a shark swimming through the street
Oh.
that they proved to be fake. And there was also another fake photo of a shark in the subway station after Sandy.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure both were proved to be fake.
Just a dude with a fin on his back. Is that what it was? And a GoPro.
Do you guys remember those toys
Oh my gosh. Oh,
where you had
man.
the shark goggles with
yeah,
the fin?
the fin.
and the flappers, the flippers?
Yeah, the flippers. They had gloves. I think
Uh-huh.
you could they even had something you could put on your back
Yep.
too. Like that.
Yep.
That was looked ridiculous. I
That
seen somebody
was.
putting it on at the public pool. I was like, you look corny. Like,
That's fun.
That was, in the commercial they always made it out to be like, oh, scare your friends, be.
nah, you look ridiculous.
Yeah, you just look ridiculous.
I
Everyone
had
knows.
the sad one where I was the killer whale with the fin over, bringing attention to SeaWorld.
You were an orca.
Yeah, I was about to say that only happens when they're in captivity, right?
Only the males too. Yeah.
Huh.
I made them. I avoided blackfish for a long time, but I watched it the other day. I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
All right,
man,
I didn't know
that's
what
rough.
you were talking about for a second. What do you mean blackfish you would
You
avoid?
meant Shark Tale. He obviously meant Shark
What are
Tale.
you? I avoided
Shark
blackfish
Tales.
until about a week ago. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
So that's a show?
no, it's a movie. It's
It's
a
a
documentary
movie?
about SeaWorld, all the stuff they did.
Oh, okay.
all the
okay,
people
okay,
that used to
okay.
work there came out about all
Mm.
the abuse. and
It's
stuff,
horrible,
and-
man. Yeah, I heard a lot about it, and I didn't watch it for a while, but I watched it 2 or 3 years ago, and it really is rough because
Yeah.
it just shows you like the type of captivity they keep these animals in for
Yeah.
all their lives. It's rough.
It's a video like that on Facebook about lions, like these lions that you can take pictures with, but like how like rough the handlers like keep them. How you can see like they're just very irritated, like they don't want to be bothered and whatnot.
Yeah.
So people are messed up, man.
I think Joe Rogan put it great. Like zoos are pretty messed up for most animals, but then for like giraffes, it's great.
You just chilling. That's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Joe Rogan's bit is like, the giraffe's just like another day with no lions. That's it. I love it.
Oh, I saw the giraffe is about to give birth.
Well,
They're very certain.
okay.
She's late.
That's what they've said for 3 or 4 weeks now.
They're like, she is coming. What if it's just a big old kidney stone or like a big old poop?
It's crazy how much of a phenomenon that is. Like every time I go to YouTube, that's the #1 video. It always has like at least 70,000 viewers just waiting for this giraffe to give birth. And like I didn't even know with giraffes it was that big a deal. I know pandas don't reproduce that often, but
They're not very sexually active, the pandas.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they don't know what they're looking at. They're like, are you another dude? You chilling, bro? I'm just going to keep eating this
Oh,
bamboo.
man.
and chilling.
Was it Jim Jeffries who did that great bit about how he's like, don't save the panda if they're not willing to have sex, because they put males and females together. If they're not willing to have sex, then that's their problem.
I
Somebody
know-
could light a candle for him. I mean, God, you got to set the mood.
play some Marvin Gaye.
Some Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah,
Oh, Teddy
yeah.
Pendergrass.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know that bit, but I can't remember. I don't think it was Jim Jeffries. I've actually never watched a Jim Jeffries special.
Oh, Jim Jeffries is great.
Yeah,
That's what
man,
I always hear,
He's
yeah.
actually probably my favorite current comedian.
And he's like pretty dirty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The giraffe stream is sponsored by Toys R Us.
Uh-huh.
Nice. That's great marketing. Good
with,
for them.
With Jeffrey sticking out of the R.
Good for them. I
Does
wonder
Jeffrey have Down syndrome now? What happened to him?
Uh-oh.
He doesn't look okay.
They being inclusive.
Somebody needs to give him some water.
The logo. By the way, let me just say, I saw Beauty and the Beast over the weekend with my girlfriend for her birthday, and I was really impressed by how inclusive they were. They had like same-sex couples. They had tons of interracial couples. Like it was really progressive of Disney, and not in a way that was just like overt. Like, hey, look
They
at
just
how
they just threw it in there. Like
Yeah,
it was actually done pretty well.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Believable.
Because it took place in France, and as far as I know, France never really had many race issues. So it was
Well, it's weird because we say that, but then I think of God, what was the period where the French like hated Africans? It was around the time, I think it was around the time Heart of Darkness came out.
Yeah, because France and Africa did have like a military type thing going on. So I mean, that's not to say that they never had racial tension there, but they never had slavery, as far as I know, and they didn't have sort of the lasting implications of racial inequality that America has. But anyway,
I think there's a lower population of black people, though, I assume, in France.
yeah,
So,
probably so.
yeah.
And
More percentages to look up.
Yeah, we always talk about stuff we have no idea.
yeah, that's. I mean, what do you expect? We're millennials. That's our hallmark. So, in more pop culture news, we have an article written.
Dude,
with
it sounds like you're eating or
I'm
something.
trying to get this back. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to not move it at all, but it's very difficult.
Do you need more tape?
Yeah, I need.
Do you have any duct tape I can
jeez.
put on his body?
We should just get like actual waxing wax and
Yeah.
fix it with
Also-
that, and then rip it off.
I feel I got it for now. I got it till the next break.
So this article is titled "Darwin was a slacker, and you should be too." And I guess I'm the only person who read the article.
Yeah, afraid so.
So it basically just talks about how a lot of the influential people who we think of, Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin, it says Henry Poincaré, and Ingmar Bergman, which I don't know who.
And of
either
course we
those
know
guys are.
Edison was
I know
stealing.
Ingmar Bergman, huge filmmaker, I believe, during the was it the Czech New Wave? I forget.
Okay, interesting. Bill's weighing in. But anyway, it talks about the relationship that they had with rest and how they had a very balanced work versus relaxation schedule. And the article is quick to point out that they don't have as many distractions in terms of television, smartphones, the internet, things like that. But it's pretty encouraging, because I feel like for most people our age, a lot of people in our generations, we feel like the only way to be successful, to do anything groundbreaking, is to constantly have your nose to the grindstone. Just constantly be working. Like me, I have a terrible complex where I feel guilty if I'm doing anything that isn't like work related. I can't take naps.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can't
like
like.
it's
I
something
don't
else
feel
I
bad
could be
about that at
doing.
all.
Yeah.
I'm with
I,
Sydney.
I wish
have-
that I was that way. I cannot
yeah,
relax.
Even if I have a day off, it's like, well, what should I be taking care of
Yeah.
now that I won't have to worry about in the future?
And like
Well-
even if I am, sorry to interrupt, but even if
No,
I
you're
am like lying on the couch, or if I set aside time to relax, I always end up pulling up emails or working on a chart or
Yes.
something like that.
I've come to like realize, me personally, as soon as I get home, as much as I want to work on something, like I'm not, because that's like my safe space of like,
Yeah,
I'm not doing.
It's supposed to be
anything.
relaxation
Like,
time.
I'm just
yeah.
chilling. But I mean, haven't they always said like usually the smartest people like super lazy?
Yeah, and that's what this article is going on to say, and it's not necessarily lazy. It's just I feel like it has these people have like a higher level of thinking because they know that they have to balance it out to
Yeah.
be at their fullest.
I feel like I have a weird combination of the two. It's where when I get home, I don't do anything, but the entire time I'm stressed out.
That
I'm
you're
like,
not
I got
doing
other stuff
anything.
to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, with your goal, which is stand-up comedy, relaxing kind of helps with that because it gives you time to free your head and think of more concepts and stuff.
Sure.
Of course, you could make the argument that it would be better to have experiences and have an actual life, Tyler. I'm just kidding.
Well, you have to spend time alone when you're.
You are drunk
comedian.
dad right now. You're in a robe. You're drinking. You're being really
At
passive.
9:30 in the morning, yeah.
Boy,
Yeah,
go
but-
grab me another beer.
Why don't you do something useful with your life for once, boy?
But no, I mean,
dirty jokes.
I think that is a good use of your time to actually relax. And so you were saying that you still do have like a sort of guilt complex, though.
Kind of. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Like other people worry about it a lot more, but
Almost look more like you're beating yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you be doing
But-
something. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Even my when I like want to watch a movie or something, and half the time, I'd say most of the time now, it's because I feel like I need to watch it to keep up with.
Yeah.
So you
other
can do this
people.
show.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
Think about it. Like I'm so behind on a bunch of television shows, and I'm behind on podcasts. As Sydney was saying earlier, I don't have the time to watch everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be something I really care about, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm invested in that. If they come out with a new Harry Potter thing, I'm already so far along in those
Yeah.
that I'd watch
But-
another one of them.
I stopped really caring about keeping up with all that stuff because now you can, whether you want to do it legally or illegally, like you can get it to whenever
Legally
you
or
want.
what?
Illegally? Illegally? Is that a word?
Yeah.
But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whether you're supposed to be doing it, or whether you're not supposed to be doing it, like I can go back to it whenever I want.
Yeah.
So I do that with music now and with television or anime or anything that might come out.
Yeah.
I'll gladly sit and wait, and then that helps me form my own opinion.
And then you get to have that weird conversation. Have you heard this? And people are like, dude, that's so old.
yeah.
I don't care, but I don't really care anymore. Like I told somebody, I listened to Travis Scott's first album that came out like 3 years ago for the first time, like 3 months ago. And he was like, "Where have you been at?" And I was like, I just didn't feel the need to listen to it.
I like when
immediately.
people bring up stuff like that because it sort of rehashes it in my mind and lets me talk about it with them who have a fresh take on it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Nostalgic.
you're right. We don't really have to rush to keep up with anything
there.
because it's all at our fingertips.
It's right there, man. Just relax.
The only things that I do like keep up with are podcasts just because throughout my day, generally, whether I'm like grocery shopping, running errands in the car, or at work,
A lot of
at my
times they're doing
warehouse job.
topical stuff that's going on right then.
Yeah, I can
so-
just have my earbuds in and it doesn't pose a problem as opposed to having to sit down in front of the TV or anything like that. Like the Path on Hulu is the only show that I've watched consistently because it releases one episode a week. So I watch that every Wednesday, but that's pretty much the only show that I'm able to keep up with right now
Yeah,
other than podcasts.
You know what's bizarre is that as much as I love binge watching, now I watch shows one episode at a time, or like I watch them when they air, because I find that easier to keep up with. Right now, I love a lot of CW or a couple CW shows, especially like Riverdale, and I find it really easy to keep up with because it comes out once a week, and I can just dedicate like an hour,
Yeah.
eat some food. And that's the other thing. Half the time when I'm watching stuff now, I have to mix it with eating something. I can't watch something without eating something because then I'm wasting time in my mind.
I can't eat something without watching something.
Yeah. I like.
Oh, that I agree with 100%.
And honestly, I really have a hard time eating for whatever reason. It's just a weird trick my body plays on me. Unless I'm either working while I'm eating or watching something while I'm eating. Like I have
you
to
can't just be eating.
Yeah, like I have to take my mind off the fact that I'm eating. Otherwise, I like psych myself out. And I don't know, man. I have a weird relationship with food. As you can tell, I have the frame of a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have no problem eating though. I just have a super high metabolism.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely have a high metabolism, but and I didn't really I didn't used to have this problem until freshman year of college is when it first started with me, and so I kind of attribute it like to stress or something like that. And then it got better for a while, and now it's sort of back to where I have to really take my mind off of eating to be able to eat. Or like I could snack all day. with no issue. It's just whenever I sit down like for an actual
Apparently,
meal.
that's the key to being skinny is snacking all day.
You have
instead
the
of
body of a retired female gymnast.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better than a 12-year-old girl. I'll take that.
It's the same thing.
Pretty
I'll
much.
pull up, just like we did with Weber yesterday, I'll pull up a retired female gymnast so we can
Is
compare.
she retired because her body gave out on her?
Or she just got too
No,
old.
she turned
Too
14.
old. Yeah, yeah. It was like you gotta go.
Mhm.
Or maybe like a figure skater or something.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure that if I threw on figure skating tights, I'd be right at home. Yeah.
what was the old girl that got hit in the kneecap? Back
Nancy
in the day?
Kerrigan.
Yeah, Nancy
Yeah.
Kerrigan.
There you go.
Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Such
Sonia
a
Harding.
crazy story, man.
You know what doesn't have knees? Cobras.
You're right, but unfortunately, we're already. It's time for our second break.
Oh,
So
damn it.
remember that segue, guys, when we come back from our second break, and we'll jump right into this adorable cobra being given some water. So enjoy yourselves for the next 10 or so minutes, and we'll be right back. Prime Nation Radio. It's March 31st. We're back from our second break, and just as Tyler led us into that sweet segue before we had to take a break, we'll get around to this Cobra story. It warms my heart. I think this is a great story. I think this little Cobra is adorable. I think Tanner's going to be pulling up the video here soon.
Here it is.
So, little bit of backstory. Apparently the whole village noticed that it was pretty much on death's door. I'm not sure.
I wonder how they could tell. They must really be familiar with cobras like every day if they're like, oh, this one's sick.
Yeah. Or
I guess it's not attacking people.
Especially lethargic or something. Yeah, I wonder if this was in a place where they like charm snakes or anything like that.
I'm looking it up. This video was reportedly shot. This is an article from Huffington Post. Video was reportedly shot in a village in Kaiga Township. Does anyone know Kaiga? Oh, it's southern India.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it stands to reason that there's some snake activities going on there, so they probably are pretty familiar with snakes. But either way, they noticed that it was down in the dumps. So they all banded together. You know, you've got many people making sure that it's all safe. And this guy gets his hand, within like 4 inches of that poisonous cobra's venomous. Excuse me. Bivens. I don't want you jumping on my case. Venomous cobra. Yeah, look, his hand is only a water bottle away.
Yeah, no, not doing it. Not coming close.
So how cute is that, man? I think that little snake is he's chilling. He's like, man, maybe these guys aren't so bad after all.
I don't trust stuff that can't blink.
I don't trust that snake because I know that it's not going to be like if somebody's walking through the thicket the next day, that snake's going to be like, oh, those guys were nice to me. No, not at all. He's going to bite them the first chance that they get.
You give this guy free water the first time, he's going to want some flesh and blood the next time.
Yeah, he's expecting rats now. And you see that? He just splashes it with water at first. You would think that'd kind of piss the snake off, but maybe he was so grateful for the water.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, I wonder why they wanted to. Oh, it says the people in the video are wildlife rescue workers.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so it's not like some good Samaritan. It's like, oh my God, this venomous killing machine.
It's their job.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're like, he's extra scaly.
You ever see that video? It was like years ago. I want to say it was like on Discovery Channel, but you can look it up. It was a giant anaconda that was like a house pet or like a village pet.
Oh, and it opens doors.
Yeah, like a little girl was like riding it. They would like massage his neck, like it would lift his head up like a cat for like you to like scratch his neck. It was very, very like human friendly.
Anaconda?
Like this little child, maybe 4 years old, was like riding on it. Like that's how big it was. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. A housebroken anaconda.
Holy
It's
cow.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, it always blows my mind when people have snakes as pets.
My dad had a snake. We had a python.
Yeah?
He named it Juliet. I guess he thought it was sweet, but it was pretty chill.
I can't deal with the tongue. That little tongue thing they do where they're just sticking it out so fast and pulling it back in. I can't handle
They're
that.
sensing.
Isn't that how they smell?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Like, smell with a nose, not with your freaking creepy forked tongue.
They can't help the way they were born, Tanner.
Get
okay?
plastic surgery.
Coming from the guy who was who had his transgender opinion last week.
They can't help the way they were born. We're not going to get into that right now.
But snakes, the main thing that creeps me out is when they slither. I can't. You know, you've ever been to the fair and they put the big old snake on you?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I can't stand feeling the muscles move the way they do when they slither. It's like I also don't like holding fish out of water because they're just so.
Yeah, it's too similar to human touch, and I can't have that.
It just reminds me too much of intimacy. Just the way that their muscles move to make them slither, it creeps me out to my core. And like I said, I think that that's like an evolutionary thing where humans for a long time have known just don't screw with these things.
Well, yeah, if you put a snake in front of a baby, it's like scared, and even if it's never seen a snake, it's like embedded in our DNA apparently.
So get this. I'm looking at the article. According to the Smithsonian's National Zoo, through all of its range in India to Indonesia, the king cobra causes fewer than 5 human deaths a year, about 1/5 as many as caused by rattlesnakes in North America.
Wow. Well, it's probably because people over there are honestly like more compassionate, and that's
well, they know what they're dealing with.
Yeah,
too.
that's not the word I'm looking for. They're more sort of in tune with nature and everything.
Well, there's also a video of a dude in India who's like pimp slapping a bunch of cobras like
Oh
regularly.
yeah, it was like just a den full of them.
And they're all coming up to him. He's just like,
one just hits. He's like, what? He's like,
I remember
smacked
that.
it.
Yeah. It's crazy to me how I guess there's some sort of I don't know if it's actually the flutes that do it or if there's some sort of visual thing, but snake charming is just so wild to me how they get them in that trance, you know. And who knows if it's legitimate or not.
It's magic. Confirmed. It's magic. I looked it up.
Shaman type stuff. But either way, I thought this video was pretty incredible. Truthfully, this is the way that we're gonna have to start interacting with animals. We can't just keep killing everything that poses a threat.
I disagree.
Well, because we talked about it the other day, snakes are around for a purpose. They kill mice and other small vermin that destroy crops. They give people diseases, just like spiders.
I'm not saying wipe them out, but I'm saying if one's in my house.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's in your house, posing like, if your family is threatened. But out here, this is the snake's environment.
Yeah, when we were kids, we found a snake in my friend's garage, and they beat it to death.
My grandparents like to chop the heads off with shovels, flat tip shovels.
Yeah, I mean if I had like a snake, actually we did have this is a pretty cool story. I was cleaning out the garage one time.
Ooh, fascinating.
It better be. There's so much buildup.
As all great stories start, I was cleaning out the garage one time, and I went to move what I thought was a toy snake, like curled up, and I was about half a foot away from it, and it flicked its tongue out, and I immediately started freaking out. I ran in to get my mom, and we got out there, and a friend of mine who was there got a garden hoe and twirled it up like spaghetti, and just flung it out into the field behind our house. A couple years later, we found a snake skin hanging in the ceiling of our laundry room. Yeah, so it was probably that same one coming back to vengeance. Yeah, I know, yeah. So if it's in your house, if it's posing a direct threat, of course, I say
it just wants water, guys.
Take the head off. But I mean, like I said, this is the cobra's environment out here. You're not in a house.
He's in their village.
Yeah, but the village, if he was in a hut, I could see it. But he's out in the wild. He just happened to stumble upon, the dirt path that they were on. I'd say that's
their streets.
I'd say that's the cobra's territory.
I don't know. They bought it and paid for it.
Yeah,
so?
Cobra's not paying any money.
Yeah.
So that's the way you wanna handle your humanitarian views. Whoever's
I don't
paying
extend
rent.
humanitarian views to non-humans.
You don't think that we can treat animals humanely?
I think we can. We put them in a zoo, let the giraffes have babies, film them. There, that's humanely.
I
Make a profit off it.
On the point of humanely versus going out of your way to give him water. He's not being a very good snake. This is natural selection. If he can't find water,
That's one way to look at it. Yeah. But maybe by them, increasing this snake's lifespan, it'll save them all from getting some sort of deadly
He
disease.
might be the Darwin of snakes, a lazy snake. He was resting too much.
I want to hear the follow-up to this village in about 2 weeks when that snake has bitten somebody and they died.
Yeah.
Nah, that snake went and got his snake friends and like, yo, we about to take over this village, son. Like,
These spotted
so
weakness.
weak.
Yeah.
This is totally a Spider-Man origin where he lets the robber get away who kills Uncle Ben.
oh, man.
Yep. Then we're gonna have Cobra Man. Is that a character?
Cobra Man. Well, there's
There's
the
Copperhead.
There's Copperhead.
Yeah, there's Copperhead and there's the Serpent Society, but I don't think there's Cobra Man.
Well, there's got to be. Okay, well, let's go ahead and I'm going to put a verbal trademark on the superhero name King Cobra.
You got
that one must
date,
I feel like
date,
that has
time,
to be.
address.
There's Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah.
And then,
Who's Cobra Kai?
And then there's
G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
And no. Cobra Kai is
Not the
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
That's the
Cobra
Is
G.I.
right.
Joe.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
There's
I've
this-
never watched the Karate Kid. Either versions. Yeah.
What?
Never seen it.
Daniel's son?
only seen the old one. It's good.
Yeah. Never had that experience with the wax on,
In
wax
the
off.
in the remastered He-Man show, it was a snake themed villain.
Did they remake He-Man?
Yeah, like in 2003, when like it was like
And
a new Transformer.
I'm pretty sure they're going to do a live action Masters of the Universe.
Leave it alone, man.
They already did,
Leave it
remember?
Dolph
alone.
Lundgren, man.
Oh yeah. But they're of course revamping it in a whole universe type thing where they're
No.
gonna have a Skeletor.
No, that's one of those things. It's just I don't see it working.
Yeah, I mean that one. I think really the time has already passed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're trying.
Yeah.
He-Man, what's weird? A lot of those cartoons back then, they don't hold up. Some of them hold up either nostalgically or at least like, well, this was better than it had any right to be, like, say, Transformers or Ninja Turtles. He-Man's one of those where you look back at it, it's like, nope, it was never good.
Okay,
So-
one thing I can say about He-Man. I grew up on He-Man and Thundercats. I love He-Man. But I did try to go back and watch it. It does not hold up. But He-Man never actually attacks Skeletor. He'll make like a tornado with his sword. There was I think like the first episode of He-Man, like Skeletor's like hanging off a cliff, and he helps him back up. He won't kill. So I think it's like kind of a
Batman Joker type relationship.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's kind of a good
I heard-
message to like send out to kids, like not being actually violent, like striking and stuff like that. I don't think they were kind of mindful in that. sense.
Gotcha.
Because
Yeah.
now stuff's just violent.
I haven't looked back at it, but I heard that the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, he doesn't actually physically like put his hands on anybody. He
I
just
can
uses
see that.
webbing.
I
Like
can
every
see that,
every
yeah.
villain he's fighting is he webs them in some type of way, and that's how he
Yeah.
defeats them. He doesn't
Yeah.
kick or he doesn't punch.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, I just got so nostalgic thinking of the theme song for that old Spider-Man and the
Mm.
intro, where
Yeah.
it's like the intro, looked like super futuristic, and then the animation itself wasn't all that, splendid.
Dude, there's a clip online. I might have to pull it up when we're on break, but there's just this clip online where in 3.5 minutes, that Spider-Man cartoon goes through about an entire season of plot development. That show is so insanely fast-paced. I'm blown away that anyone can follow it.
I don't remember anything from it, so
Hey.
I don't know if I ever did follow it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that Jimmy brought up a good point. I was going to ask, which would you guys prefer to see, a live-action Masters of the Universe or live-action Thundercats?
Thundercats.
They've
Yeah.
already like
You
kind of
gotta go Thundercats.
That's at least a more unique look. Although I will say, I'd rather see Skeletor because I
Nah.
love Skeletor.
I just
Yes.
want to see the live-action Snarf, whatever his name is.
They would have a bunch of like Avatar looking people.
Yeah.
Like the James
Yeah,
Cameron.
that's
looking.
true.
It.
Chitara.
I don't know how well
you can pull up some images. People have already like tried
Fan
to, like,
films.
Like,
fan-
render it?
Yeah, render some stuff. It's kind of funny.
I bet it would look freaky if it wasn't done super professionally.
that's what I'm saying. Like you're treading
Yeah.
like that thin line right there. Like
Yeah. But yeah, I
uh,
mean, all those, I don't think there's really a point in trying to revamp those shows from the 70s. Because, I mean, that generation.
There is a point. Money.
Yeah,
That's the only point.
but do you think that it would make money?
The remake wasn't that successful. The
Yeah.
remake of the Thundercats cartoon.
Oh,
was
they
just
did an
almo-
animated?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
almost like anime style, and it was kind of cool. But it's just
Yeah.
it lasted like a season and a
People
half.
were saying apparently that was like critically beloved. They're like, oh my god, they made Thundercats good, but no one watched it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I watched the first couple of episodes. I think it started getting stupid, like after the 5th or 6th episode. But the first episode was kind of like the first episode of the original Thundercats. You kind of got like a good origin story of how they came to be. So it felt, nostalgic in that sense. But it just didn't hold up.
What
over
was
time.
it? The Eye of Mumrod or something like that?
The Eye of Thundera.
Oh, okay. Eye of Thunder.
Eye of Thunder and the Sword of Omens, and he would put it up and he'd give me sight
Thunder.
beyond sight.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Get images and view. It was a good concept.
I remember watching that in between like Johnny Quest and all that type of stuff.
That show, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which they are doing, not a live action, but they're bringing back Johnny Quest. Or no. We were talking about the graphic novel where they're
Future
doing.
Quest, where's Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, like all of them teaming up.
What?
Yeah, Future. Hold on, I'll pull up an image. But
man.
Future Quest,
This
yeah,
is a good
is-
segment of nerd culture.
yeah.
isn't it?
Honestly, let's move into nerd culture.
Well, yeah, I mean
but-
this has all pretty much been nerd culture. But before we really dive into it, let's let Tyler give us the details on our first
Let's
giveaway.
back up 20 minutes
Yeah.
before we do. Yes, I have. Sadly, there was a comic book store going out of business in Chapel Hill, but lucky enough for us, we got some super cheap comic books. All of them were about everything in the store was 75% off, and every graphic novel was buy two get one free. And I picked up in honor of our Kick-Ass first week.
Haha.
Nice.
Kick-Ass, the first volume. They did not have volume 2, so I picked up volume 1 and 3. It's going to be very frustrating to somebody. So I was thinking, we're going to put a whole bunch of names into a hat and pick out a winner. But you have to be following us on Twitter. And not everybody that follows us, that's not going to, but you have to be following us to be entered. And we're going to post a link on the Twitter and on Facebook. And if you retweet it or share it, you can get a maximum of 5 entries a week.
Cool. That works.
And everybody who shares it gets a chance to win the Kick-Ass graphic novel. And we're going to have new graphic novels about every 2 weeks. And the first giveaway is going to be on April 14th. And we have Ben from Memory Lane coming in to help us give that away. It's a local
Perfect.
comic book store.
Perfect. And that'll be right around the time that Memory Lane is moving downtown, right?
Right. Correct.
Hell yeah, we'll be able to talk about that. Exciting stuff.
Also, for people, I mean, Kick-Ass was a really cool graphic novel. I actually remember reading it in 10th grade. I had the hardcover, and I passed that around to other students. That was like a thing. Like, it was like we weren't supposed to read it because it was dirty and it was in class, but like we all read it and then we all were talking about it. It was just a cool thing I remember from 10th grade that made me slightly popular. Like, slightly. I had friends. I suddenly had friends.
You should have dressed like you are today. You would have been really popular.
I bet I would have, man. I would have been unique, special.
Nice. So that is our giveaway. So every time you retweet, your name will be entered in. So up to 5 times a week, you can do that. You can win this. Tyler,
Maximum of 1 entry a day, just so it doesn't get like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And have everything spread out.
I got the live feed going on Facebook.
Okay.
Cody asks, "Why do you sound so raspy right now?"
Because I talk a lot. I talk too much. I wouldn't say I'm sick, but there's like allergies going on. It's kind of messing with my throat, my vocal cords.
Yeah, the
Allergies
pollen
Thank
suck.
you, thank Cody for checking in. I appreciate it.
Yes, he was a little concerned.
Yeah, thank you anyone who's checking us out, whether it's on the Facebook live stream or on YouTube. We definitely appreciate you guys.
How many people watching do you have?
Just one
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Oh.
A lot of people joined in, but
Then they saw me.
don't expect them to just sit around, just watch me.
And,
Yeah.
We have triple that on the YouTube. So
Solid.
Nice.
Just last thing before we move on to nerd culture, I just want to show Gerard. If you look at the screen, this is Future Quest, the current comic book that DC is publishing.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, they got the monkey too.
Mm-hmm. They've got.
Birdman's.
Oh yeah. They've got well, it's written by Jeff Parker, who's a writer noted for just embracing the fun in things, not taking the comic books like too dark and serious. So I personally don't have a lot of nostalgia for these properties, but I imagine for those who do, this is an amazing series.
What were they called? The people off to the right on that green rhinoceros.
That was oh man,
The Thunder
the
something?
Borks, the like they were from the prehistoric times.
Yeah. You had the rock god.
Man,
Come on, Bill, you got it.
Only guy I recognize is Space Ghost and
Yeah.
Johnny Quest.
Hanna-Barbera. Thunderians.
Now I think just because we talked about Thundercats.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
something Thunder, I believe. Or
Yeah, I don't. We should probably
The
move on unless we-
Herculoids.
Herculoids.
Herculoids, yeah.
That was it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they're bringing all
How
this
come they're so
together.
skinny?
Well, this has been going on for about like a couple months. This has been a thing.
Okay. Saturday morning in
Wow.
1969.
nice.
Only thing they missing is the Blue Falcon.
Painting a picture.
And they actually just did I think published Wednesday. They did a team up between Green Lantern and Space Ghost.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Huh. So has Space Ghost been a long established DC property?
Well, no, it's not DC. It's that DC or Warner Brothers, who owns DC, bought the Hanna-Barbera properties.
Okay.
So that's why Warner Brothers. That's why they can have. Actually, they have a book published a lot called Scooby-Doo Team Up, where Scooby-Doo teams up with DC superheroes.
Nice.
Who?
You know what, Jimmy? You know what, man?
No, I think it's great, but it's just funny. I'm just like stuff. I'm just not. I have no idea.
Right.
They used to run this stuff like early or like midday. So if
Mhm.
you were a kid, you had nothing to do. You was watching Cartoon Network. They would run like Herculoids, or if you were lucky to have Boomerang,
Yeah.
and you would see like all of these old cartoons.
You remember Cow and Chicken?
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was a weird show.
Very weird.
Here-
Very
Here's,
weird show.
I'm about to pull up the Scooby-Doo reboot that is not as well received.
It's a comic book.
Yeah, and it's called Scooby Apocalypse.
It looks cool.
It's and here.
The Flintstones one is like drawn really super serious
Dude,
too.
apparently the Flintstone one is amazing. Like I'm stoked to read it because everyone talks about how great it is.
Whoa.
What are they like, Ghostbusters?
Yeah, basically.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not.
Shaggy,
Yeah,
that
Shaggy
looks
looks
like a
ridiculous.
hipster. He's got a man bag,
Wow.
beard.
He looks French.
Velma looks like Spider-Man.
Does he have tattoos? Does he have a?
Yeah, he does.
Jesus. Maybe the batteries died or something like that.
The Shaggy's got a sleeve.
It's
Okay.
like Scooby Doo meets Stranger Things, kinda.
It does look like that.
It does indeed, yeah. Well, it's already time for our third break, so we'll go ahead and add another segment on today. We'll take our break. We'll get new batteries for Tanner. We'll jump back into nerd culture, and then we'll take one more break and play some games, guys. So stick with us. We'll be doing a long show today. We're having fun, drinking beer in our pajamas. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Take it easy till then. 3, 2, 1. It's March 31st. This is Prime Nation Radio. We're back from our third and would-be final break, but we're probably going to extend the show because we're having a lot of fun. Let's continue on in nerd culture. We didn't get around to any of our topics because we had so much fun talking about cobras and kick-ass.
Cobras.
Doing cartwheels over here. Having so much fun.
So, Tanner, you are probably the most knowledgeable about Destiny 2. You wanna fill us in on that?
So Destiny 2 trailer came out yesterday, and it is it's actually almost everything I hate about it really is, man. Do you have it pulled up on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just about everything I don't like in video game trailers, where it's just way too try hard. It's trying so hard to be cool. Basically, it just shows two perspectives: this cool guy, or this weird looking guy leading this group of soldiers, and then it cuts to a goofier version where he's giving a similar speech, but it's not that one where it's not going as good. It's just way too try hard. It's all CG. It doesn't reveal anything.
Yeah, there's no gameplay.
It doesn't reveal jack about the game, except the release date. And I just felt like this trailer was kind of a waste.
So after having played the first one, are these characters continued from the first one? Are they...
None in this trailer. This trailer, I believe they're just all like player avatars you would make.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I'll probably still get it because I did like Destiny 1 enough, but this trailer doesn't actually increase my hype. In fact, my concern is, again, this trailer is so try-hard that I wonder if they learned anything from Destiny 1 at all. Any of the negative reception. Again, good, solid game, but even just this trailer being so similar to the other ones makes me wonder if they're just going to do the same thing over again.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it looks like they're creating a pretty expansive universe, but all these people are character types that were available in Destiny 1?
Yeah, Destiny has a cool universe. Like, the designs of everything is really interesting. I actually really enjoyed that. I love that this goofy guy, I'll admit, I do love that he's a robot with a very human, goofy personality, which is something Destiny kind of did really well. But again, this trailer just doesn't do anything for me. It's just what I don't like. I don't like these CG trailers that reveal nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's still pretty early in the process. When does it come out? Do you know?
September.
Oh.
Exactly. That's kind of why it was
Yeah.
like, wait, this comes out in September and you're not going to just show
I
how
mean,
it plays?
I see this as a way of just baiting you, as far as like just to give you a little taste. And the next trailer, they might show some gameplay, like.
Oh, I have no doubt they will, but it just seems, I don't know.
Like a waste.
Yeah, personally, I think they could have made the hype a bit bigger by actually showing something that's going to be new in the game as opposed to the first. I think that's how.
Well, they got us talking about it, so they did something right.
Yeah.
True.
How's
yeah.
the gameplay? Did the people that work on Halo work on
Yes.
this?
It's
'Cause,
very Halo-like.
Because
as far
people
as-
told me it feels like that, and Halo was the last video game I really got into.
Yeah, it's very Halo-esque, and actually, the gameplay is rock solid. The
Okay.
gameplay is really good. It's everything around the game that isn't. It's almost like I wish you could just take that gameplay and give it to someone who would make a more interesting world or like environments and stuff. But yeah, it is. Also, we brought it up because it was, I think, the biggest original IP to launch in history in entertainment.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Because they had the Halo developer's name on it.
They made over $500 million the first day.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so,
crazy.
Ridiculous.
yeah. So this is a big deal. I mean, to have a sequel to that game, but I am curious. I don't think it's going to sell as well as the first, which is unique to video game sequels. Usually they're kind of video game sequels are kind of notable for being unlike movies where it's like sequel's never as good as the original.
Well,
Video games are like they improve the gameplay. They take the feedback and improve, so they're able to make it better. I'm just curious if this one will also be able to do that.
Well, now they seem to focus on really selling on extra content, expandable content,
Yeah.
In fact,
add-ons and whatnot.
Alongside
yeah,
from Tank.
Yeah,
Sydney,
and-
can you actually pull up that trailer again and skip to near the end?
I'm on it.
Because that's what they did for the original one. Where they said they messed up with was like the game didn't get good until you had the add-ons, until about a year or two in.
Yeah,
to
that's,
really
that's what
expand
Tanner was
it.
saying about.
Like it's just
Well, near the end of this trailer, it says like that. Skip a bit before where you are right now. Go like 20 seconds before, I think. And it actually ends with like pre-order now and get this bonus or whatever.
that's a selling point.
Yeah, and it's just another case of like they didn't even show. It's just weird to do that when you don't even show any gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird to me that they decided to go with like a full-on cinematic type trailer that doesn't show any gameplay. It doesn't even show you what the gameplay would look like. It's like they're just making a little mini movie for it.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's a very good one.
Yeah.
I'll give credit. The best CG trailer for me was Assassin's Creed 2 because that game's CG trailer actually revealed a lot of stuff you could do in that game that was different from the first game. It actually showed the assassin doing stuff that you couldn't do in the first game. And then when we showed gameplay, it's like, oh, they weren't lying.
You're gonna get to give speeches and rally your troops.
Oh my
See
God,
that?
I've been waiting for this game.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if that's the new selling point is instead of actually doing the fighting, you're just the one who rallies the troops. You have to
Yes.
pick which dialogue lines you want to use.
All right,
Dude,
guys, which planet are we gonna go
It's like
to?
the Telltale version of Destiny.
No, if they make
Oh
it like
my gosh.
one of those Japanese dating simulators, but with these
Uh-oh.
Destiny characters, I'm so on board.
Huh. All right. Maybe you should get on that.
I have a development software for visual novels like that, and I haven't made anything yet. I really want to do a game called Gay Space Marines, where it's just all of the Space Marines from video games, and they're all super gay, and like you just make love to whoever you want.
Yeah, we
Wow.
downloaded some pretty sweet animation software, so we have that capability
okay.
if
Oh,
you want to start playing around
Yeah,
with
I'll keep that in mind.
it.
Tanner,
What, Tyler?
Why don't you just play Mass Effect?
Nothing,
You
just checking
choose
in.
whatever you want. That's it. Mass Effect, you can have whatever love interest you want. But go ahead, Sydney.
I was just gonna say, moving on to Batgirl, unless we have anything else to say about Destiny.
No, we're good.
So moving on to Batgirl, they have announced DC keeps putting more movies on their slate without even knowing if it's going to pay off because Wonder Woman is yet to release, Aquaman is yet to release, Justice League is yet to release. They haven't had anything that's really solidified the DC Cinematic Universe, and yet they've announced Nightwing. Now they just announced Batgirl.
well, Suicide Squad made money.
Oh,
didn't
they
it?
both made money, but
They
critically,
they weren't received well.
yeah,
If I could
critically.
sell turds for $35 a piece,
You do it, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I mean, these studio heads are definitely not losing sleep. It's just the fans who are impacted. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're dumb enough to keep doing it, like I didn't see Batman vs Superman, I'm not gonna get the money for
Dude,
that.
I'm so with you. Like, you don't have to see these things.
Yeah.
It's weird that people feel like they have an obligation. You don't have to do it.
I didn't see Man of Steel. I didn't see Batman vs Superman. I didn't see Suicide Squad because I hear they're all bad.
mhm.
And it's this easy to just sit here and not go to the movies and watch it.
Dude,
But-
you are. I mean, like it sounds like a common thing, but a lot of people feel like they have to see these movies.
And I'm more DC than I am Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you
I-
not
DC has way
do you
better
not think that
stories.
maybe you have a different take on it? You might appreciate it in a way that other people didn't.
What do you mean?
You
Like,
might hate it more.
I mean, and I'm not saying this just to be critical, but it's just like if you're basing it just on what the other people's opinions of it are, then there might be a gem in there that you like. Like for instance, the Batman fighting scene in Batman vs Superman that made the movie for me. I don't care about anything else in the movie because I got to see Batman kicking ass in the way that I've always wanted to see him kick
Is it
ass.
worth $20?
It was definitely worth admission price. I would have paid admission price just for that 4-minute clip.
Wow.
I-
No, I disagree.
Yeah, I look at the thing as a whole. I look like, is this worth my whole $20? Did I enjoy the film overall?
But you
And-
didn't watch it though.
Right, and I don't think I will. I take critic reviews as, kind of a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
I've seen enough reviews, like star ratings averaged out, match up with how I feel on movies that I have seen, that I do trust scores like that.
Yeah.
Like Rotten Tomatoes, I trust them.
Have you ever been proven wrong, or you had like a completely opposite?
I
Um,
definitely
opinion about
have.
something.
I've enjoyed movies that are bad, but I look at it. I know it's for a different reason. Like I watched it as a kid, and I have a nostalgia for it. But never like I watch something it's like, oh, that's good, and then the critics say it's bad. It's never really happened.
Okay. Yeah.
So Joss Whedon is going to be directing this, and Tanner was telling me yesterday that Patty Jenkins was originally
What's the
think-
director's name?
Joss Whedon.
Okay,
Do you have a critique?
you said it a little weird.
Whedon?
Whedon.
Yeah, you would say Whedon.
Yeah.
I say Whedon. Tomato, tomato.
Wow, you got a big forehead.
I know.
Woo!
And it's accentuated
Got
by
a
the
cranium.
hair loss.
Is that photoshopped?
No.
No.
That's
That's
straight
just
up
a picture,
Joss.
yeah.
You should be Brainiac.
Dude, if he's Sinestro in the next Green Lantern movie, then that movie has
Wow.
potential.
Nah, he'd be the Martian Manhunter, John Jones.
He's
Just
not
shave his
black
head.
though.
You don't have to be black. Just paint his skin green. That's it. You good.
I feel like I heard Joss say that that he was like abandoning, or not abandoning, but he wasn't even interested in doing another adaptation of Firefly. Is anyone aware of that?
I think they said it just kind of needs to stop.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to
Exactly.
get any more, and let's just leave it. Let the actors do their own things now.
Yeah. So as of now, like I said, Tanner was saying yesterday, but we're not entirely sure. Patty Jenkins might have been the first who was supposed to cross over from Warner Brothers to DC because now she's directing Wonder Woman. But Joss is definitely the first one who is has got the gig because he directed Age of Ultron and now is going on to direct Batgirl. But we have the Batman coming out. We have Nightwing coming out. We have Batgirl coming out. How is all this going to make sense?
I thought.
Not to mention Gotham City Sirens.
I thought Ben Affleck didn't want no parts of the Batman.
Who
movie.
knows, man? I don't know because there's so many conflicting reports. It's like every other day it was coming out. Either one day he didn't want to have anything to do with it. One day he wanted to just focus on portraying the character and not screw it up by directing as well. The next day he's saying screw DC because they're not happy with my script. Who knows, man?
Dude, also I love that. Sorry.
Nah, go ahead. You already started.
I love that DC really build themselves. They're like, okay, Marvel movies, they've got this like house style. They all have to be the same for this universe. But we let our creators be creative. We allow for creative freedom, and then it's like original Wonder Woman director parted because of creative differences. First Flash director and second Flash director parted because of creative differences. I have no doubt if they started making a Nightwing movie with that Lego movie person, he's going to leave because of creative differences.
I mean, these DC movies are very, very serious and dark, and it's only been how many now? Just two?
3.
There's
4,
3.
I guess. Man of Steel.
Batman, Suicide
3.
Squad.
Yeah, 3.
Like
so
it's been
far.
a very serious tone, and immediately when I think of Batgirl, as far as like a standalone movie, I would think it would be a little lighthearted.
Well, like Nightwing has got to be fun.
Just like a little bit of fun, but these are like so serious.
The way I see this one ending is her transitioning to Oracle.
Yeah.
The Joker coming in and shooting her in the spine.
But who are you going to get to play the Joker? Because apparently Jared Leto, I didn't see Suicide Squad either, but people were not happy with his portrayal of the Joker.
Yeah,
he'll come back.
He'll come back.
Well, he was unhappy because they cut so much of him out, so I don't know if he will come back.
It's weird because a lot of these Marvel people, I'm sure, are just telling stuff to the cameras for the sake of like promoting their movies, but it really does seem like the Marvel people are way happier than the DC people.
Yeah.
But I can totally see Jared Leto go, yeah, I'm not going to come back. There's no way.
Yeah.
You get me to come back. He blows his nose on a 20.
Well, they probably would. They'd probably try to. I mean, you would think they'd try to have solidarity and keep him in no matter what. But because he was received so poorly, which again he blamed on the studio making such drastic changes to the final cut, they would probably try to halter his deal at the same rate. Who knows how all that stuff works? Who knows if they'll keep Jared Leto or even if the Joker will be involved? But with Gotham City Sirens, I think that DC, the angle they're trying to take is they're going to beat Marvel to the female-centric.
You cannot compete with Marvel because they're so deep in it and they're just expansive and it's been successful. You got to just do your own thing.
Is Gotham City Sirens basically Birds of Prey?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Directed by David Ayer again.
Yeah, with Harley Quinn as a character, which, I mean, I just don't really. This is actually the only DC movie coming out that I'm mildly interested in if it happens. But although again, I'm like, I see a headline about 2 months into the pre-production of Batgirl, Joss Whedon departs Batgirl over creative differences.
Well, yeah, because even James Wan, who is currently on Aquaman directing, he left at one point, and they were able to get him back.
Yeah, that was weird. He left for 2 days, and then they're like, nope, he's back.
Yeah, exactly. And the same thing happened for I can't remember. Maybe the new Deadpool director.
Yeah. Well, Tim Miller, the guy who directed the first one, is not directing the new one.
Yeah, because it's the guys who did John Wick.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them.
Yeah, and Tim Miller's working on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
No way.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yep.
Wow.
Whoa.
He's not directing, but apparently
No.
he's producing, and he's trying to get that
I
movie
am
off the
not
ground.
cool with this. Video game movies do not work out well.
Yeah,
and I try to
man.
be optimistic
Have you
about
seen
it.
Assassin's Creed isn't out yet, is it?
Have you
It-
seen
oh, yeah.
Ratchet and Clank?
That bums
The
me out
movie?
because that should have been the first great one. Because that's just
No.
an animated movie. No, I'm saying it should have been good. It's not.
Especially because Ratchet and Clank lends itself to being such an easy story
It's
to
just
make
fun.
funny.
Yeah.
They
Just
said
make it funny.
I think they announced the same time they did Ratchet and Clank. They announced Sly Cooper.
But Ratchet and Clank
Oh.
lost so much money that they're like, we're not.
I would have
risking
loved a
Cooper.
Sly Cooper movie.
Yeah.
Just fun movies, but like it's just
Because you
didn't
could do
work
the
out.
heist element with Sly Cooper.
That's
That's
it.
perfect.
But it just doesn't work out too well, man.
I'm-
Just leave it alone.
I'm blown
Well-
away that they cannot make a good fighting game movie because that just lends itself so easily to a movie. You got a bunch of fun characters, a bunch of
People-
fight scenes, and
people
just go with it.
People aren't into that anymore. That works in like the 90s and early 2000s. People are really
Yeah,
not
I think
into that
people
anymore.
are more or less done with just fighting movies. That's why you always got to have some big like twist in it where it's not just you don't just have to fight. You have to fix this giant portal in the sky.
Yeah,
you
do,
know.
do an independent movie like they did Mortal Kombat years ago
Oh yeah.
on YouTube. Like
That was.
they did like a quick like little video. I think it was like what 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
and,
watched
like,
those
it was
every
really,
day,
really
or
dope.
every day they came out. Man, that was
Huh.
super interesting. It
It was-
was actually, you know what? There is a great Street Fighter movie. It's called Street Fighter's Assassin's Fist. It was released as a web series, but if you watch it as a whole, it's just one story about the training of Ryu and Ken. The main
Yeah, I
characters of
heard
the
that one was
series.
actually pretty
And
cool.
it's
for the
actually
fans.
really, yeah, it's actually really cool. It's well put together. It's got a decent story. Like the characters all make sense.
It's Ryu. I've been saying Ryu my whole life.
I always thought it was Ryu too.
Actually,
Well,
I found out.
this is
yeah,
the one
it's-
time I can chime in on Street Fighter.
I was
It's
about to
like-
say Jimmy's eyes are just glassed over.
I have no idea what you guys are talking. You can start
So-
talking about Marvel and DC,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
No, I found out recently that there's always been debate over Ryu or Ryu, and then Japanese people said actually it's just Ryu. That's how you're supposed to say it in Japanese, just Ryu.
Did you guys know that Caillou is the son of Ryu?
Caillou.
Yeah.
Who?
Caillou.
Who's
Caillou,
Caillou?
the children's, the bald kid.
Oh, that
Who
guy.
kid with
grows up
cancer?
into
the
one.
jerk.
Yeah,
the jerk of a kid
Yeah,
with a
he
bald
grow-
head.
He grows up into One Punch Man.
Oh, bring
Yeah.
it all together.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a good fan theory. Yeah.
That is, I like that fan theory.
Who
man.
was the kid with the crayon? Harold and the purple crayon.
Yes, that
Yeah.
little kid with the like 3 separate hairs and his weird
Exactly,
like, just
yeah.
born body.
You mean Eddie? From Ed,
Oh,
Ed and Eddie?
yeah, same thing though.
That would be a cool live action movie. Have Harold within the purple crayon.
But you were talking about Rudy from Chalk Zone.
You know what? What was it? The Wonder
I got
Twins.
it, Gerard. I got that reference.
Wonder Twins. Is that what they were called? Right.
That was
form
Bestest
of
Friends? Yeah.
form of.
Yeah, that was Super
Water.
Friends.
It wasn't twins.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah.
Super Friends, but they were on Super Friends, but it was the
Oh,
Wonder Twins.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. So I guess they would have to do like a whole Super Friends universe.
Also, I
They
got to
don't wanna
point out
invite that.
I got to point out that on that CW show, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, they're doing a story where like the Legion of Doom rewrote reality and now they rule the world, and their base is the base from Super Friends in the swamp.
Oh,
it's the
nice.
exact same design.
Swamp.
I thought that was the Legion of Dooms.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
too.
Came
Yeah.
out of the swamp.
Okay.
No,
so-
that's what I'm saying. The
Oh,
Legion
okay,
of Doom, but they were
okay.
the villains on Super Friends.
Mm,
Gotcha. Yeah, man, that was great.
Anyway, what's next on nerd culture?
So, but wait, they're doing that live action?
Well, just for like 2 episodes.
Sweet.
But actually, the Legion of Doom has been the best part of that show because they just got a bunch of really charismatic actors to play like Reverse Flash and all these villains,
Okay,
and it's
yeah.
just really fun.
So the next topic is SpaceX launched the first ever recycled rocket. This is it's pretty interesting. It's goes a long way in terms of sustainability, but it also just proves the lengths that Elon Musk is willing to go to help out the world. Because surely
he can save
it's
us.
not- you
he can
gotta-
save us.
How long did it take for him to build that rocket?
By hand, he worked on it about 10 years.
All right. How many man hours were put into building
He's
that rocket? Because if
He's
this is a
2
rush
men.
project, and where he's trying to rush to get people into space, this is another I-85
Yeah.
waiting to happen. Another what was the one that blew
Challenger?
up? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
another Challenger.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
he has enough. He has more money than NASA has funding. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, a lot of these people have money, but like it's just that rushing to do it. Please take your time.
Yeah, well,
with this
Bill
thing.
pointed out this ship was just for cargo,
Yeah.
which obviously makes sense as what you want to do. But I know SpaceX has had a bunch of failed launches, but I don't
Yeah.
think they've ever had any.
They haven't had anything manned yet,
Yeah, they
other than like the stuff in a plane, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
and even then, I think their failed launches they have fail safes so they don't even get off the
Yeah.
ground. Right, they fail on the tarmac.
Yeah.
So it's like when that 1% is not right, it's just
Yeah, they kill it then.
It's ju-
Yeah,
it's just
I
kill
think I
switch.
really do think SpaceX sort of has their stuff together when it
Cool.
comes to
Yeah.
this
Cool.
stuff.
They're trying to be
cool.
smart about
And I
it.
mean,
man.
there's no way that it was cheaper to use a recycled rocket. I
Yeah.
don't think repurposing it and everything, doing all those checks. So I mean, like I said, it just kind of goes to show the lengths that he's willing to go. Because when you're dealing with rockets, everything is in millions.
They said it has to be 100% or it's not happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just everything's not. It's not
And
gonna
nothing
happen.
is cheap with this stuff. I mean, literally any little thing you want to do, just for the amount of professionals you have to employ, for the materials that it takes, it's definitely in the millions. You're not. I would be surprised if there was like even a tiny component on a rocket that is less than $10,000.
It's also like if you're wanting to launch it at a very specific place, it's like, okay, we need it to launch at 36 degrees, not 35.9, not
Yep.
36.1,
Yep.
36 exactly. Like you have to be very exact with that kind of stuff.
Did anyone see Hidden Figures?
No, I want to
No.
though. Everyone said
Yeah,
it was really
man,
good.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, that's it tells the story of the 3 African American women who did all that math. And again, I haven't seen it, so maybe there were other people on the team and stuff. But from what I gathered from the trailers, they were the driving force behind making sure the calculations were correct for the moon launch. So I mean, it's incredibly specific math.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff that like we obviously would never be trusted with.
I have the SpaceX funding numbers in. It is operated on a total funding of approximately $1 billion in its first 10 years of operation. So that was up to May of 2012.
Okay.
So that's 5 years from now. I wonder what that budget is, how much it's been cut.
I think that SpaceX is probably on the their graph is probably still going up just because they have such good public relations. They're a company that people sort of want to invest in. I know that Tesla, actually I can't say I know, but I'm pretty sure that Tesla doesn't even make that much of a profit because they put so much of their profits into R&D and stuff like that. But SpaceX is pretty well in the green as far as I know. Elon Musk did comment though because Trump signed a bill saying that NASA would receive the same amount of funding, yada yada. People were really excited, and then Elon Musk was the first to say like this doesn't really do anything. Like all the existing programs are still there. It's just that nothing's getting cut.
Can I recommend a good Twitter to follow relating to that? Follow Rogue NASA. It's essentially because the NASA Twitter has been hijacked essentially by Trump people. Rogue NASA is NASA employees who are secretly tweeting about all this stuff or
So
like sending
cool.
links to stuff you actually should be reading as opposed to what the NASA official Twitter is linking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all the rogue like parks
Yeah.
Twitter accounts and stuff,
Well,
all
that-
the ones that got deleted by the federal government, they just got taken over by rogue employees.
That was the best, where they were like, "Hey, you got to delete all this climate change Twitter," and whoever was in charge of that national park Twitter just said, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to put up everything we have and call you an idiot. That's what I'm going to do before you
so
take it down."
Brilliant, man. God, that's who we need. That's truly who's going to make the world great. If we're ever going to, I won't even say again because I don't think the world has ever really been in what we would consider great. But it takes people like that to get information out to the masses so that people can actually make decisions altruistically and not based on any sort of financial motivation, any sort of personal, angle that you might have. That information is power, and for it to be disseminated, that's how we all become equalized. Do you have a problem with that?
You said assimilation is power.
I know. I said information.
Information.
Assimilate.
All right. Okay.
I would have a problem if I said assimilation is power.
Assimilation is power.
But no, information. Yeah, I mean, information is
mean,
the
it's
pen
the
is
truth,
mightier than
yeah.
the sword.
I mean, like, Donald Trump, he tweets out a bunch of stuff what he's doing, but I'm like, this isn't everything that you're doing, and this isn't everything that's coming across your desk. So, like, I want to know every single little thing.
Yeah,
I'm never going to know because they're not going to tell you.
He's only going to tweet the things that make him look good, or when he has temper tantrum.
Yeah, exactly. I think when people are saying there's like some secret plan and he's like a genius, I'm like, no, he's just a 70-year-old dumbass.
That's what he wanted everyone to think when he was running, and like even me, I was like, yeah, just like Jimmy said earlier, like he's not entrenched in that whole system. He's outside of it. He's not influenced by that stuff, and clearly all that's out the window now that he's in there.
Going back to video game talk, the game Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Are you can we go back to Trump for a little bit? Please?
What do you have to
Sorry,
say?
your voice,
Huh?
Tyler.
No, it's like hearing you guys yell at each other in agreement.
Oh,
Oh.
it's just this is just masturbatory.
I mean, this is already like a known
This
thing,
whole show
but
is.
just going back to that information is like
I like
power
hearing you
thing.
guys wound up and mad
It's
because I giggle and Cindy's like, "What are you doing?"
whatever. All right, Mass Effect.
Yep. That's the correct response.
Like I was saying, there's a key figure in the first 2 games called the Shadow Broker, and apparently he is just a proven thing where like information is key, and that's how he holds his power because he has information for everything. And then there's DLC in the second one where you take over, and then one of your friends actually becomes the new Shadow Broker, and they comment about saying like I can start a galactic war right now. With
Yeah.
the push of a button, just because of the information I have of so many people.
Dude, I mean,
And, like, it's just it's so true.
imagine the stuff you get told when you become president.
Oh my
That's got to be
gosh.
some
Well,
crazy.
there's always the
powerful,
joke that they
yeah.
just show you the Kennedy video.
Yeah,
Dave
so-
Chappelle,
yeah.
he did that when he did the skit. What was the Morgan Freeman movie with the asteroid coming at Earth when he was the president?
Oh,
Deep
yeah.
Impact.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
wow.
he's just saying like, I have in my hand the cure for AIDS. We've had this for years now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, it's time for another break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys, to wrap up. We'll finish up nerd culture, then we'll get into Jimmy's guest segment and play some games. Our next segment we won't put a time limit on, but we will let the camera rest for a little bit, and then we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Enjoy yourselves till then. 3, 2, 1. March 31st. This is Prime Nation Radio. Thank you guys for joining us. We're back from our final break. We might let this segment run on for as long as we want it to. We're having fun today. We're going to jump
Well,
right
I do
into...
have to go to work at some point.
Uh-oh, what time?
I have to be there at 2, but that's fine.
You responsible adult.
I know, it's all right.
So we're going to jump on into Jimmy Smith's segment.
Oh,
Thanks, Tyler.
I like that
It
intro.
wasn't
That
me.
was
Nah,
really
it
Oh.
was Tanner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right
you
there.
did like a mouth movement at the same time. It was almost like you were dubbing it.
I looked and I was like, no, that wasn't Tyler. That was
Yeah,
Tanner.
okay, yeah.
And then you smell it, you're like, that's not his flavor.
That doesn't smell like Diet Dr. Extreme.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like flat 3-day-old Diet Dr. Extreme I've been keeping in my car.
Yeah, for anyone who's wondering, this is the same 2-liter Tyler's been working with.
You savage.
Oh wait, I
man.
gotta get the Tyler. I meant yesterday to get the Tyler shot where I was gonna have a close up every time you did that.
Yep.
I wonder,
but
I wonder why my body's shutting down. I don't understand. Anybody want to eat like
It's
a...
because you're going diet.
How
All
many-
the stuff in diet's bad.
How many Reese's sticks have you been eating in a day?
Nah, I'm down on that. That's probably the problem. I'm not getting my proper
You gotta get
nutrients.
them up. You gotta get them up, man.
I'll bring my toxin for you next time we do shots.
Please
Yeah,
kill me.
I think that does need to be
Kill
a.
me.
I think that needs to be a Friday routine, but by judging from the damage we're all taking during the week between Tyler chugging sodas, me.
I sip.
I'm lucky if
I don't want to say what I'm doing. But
I'll make it. I'll be lucky if I make it to 35 with the rate I'm going at right now.
oh,
Yeah.
dude, I'm 23. 25 would be amazing.
I said 35.
I know.
30. I'm giving myself 10 more years to live.
I mean, this is like, I don't know, this might be way too serious of a departure than what we're going on. If so, we'll jump right into Jimmy's thing. But like, I seriously, whenever I was younger than 18, I never like. It's not like I had a death wish or anything like that. I just never foresaw myself living after 18.
Because you
Wow.
felt good.
And it's not like that dark as it
But
sounds.
you just felt like you just peaked. Like
It was
this is-
it was just like, okay, everything that I want to do, I'll have done by the time I'm 18. No need to think of anything past then.
I know that. I know
And
that.
that's why I had 3 horrible years after 18. So kids, if you're listening, plan out your life.
Yes.
I know that my hard drinking years have to stop, but for now, I'm gonna enjoy them as long as I can.
The thing is, Tanner's a hard drinker, and I'm not. And we have the same body. We have the exact same body shape.
It's very true.
Well, I think soda's just as bad as beer.
Yeah, if,
Probably 10 times worse.
He drinks
Yeah.
both.
true.
Oh,
That is
I
true.
do. I'm also shorter.
oh, dang.
Yeah,
Putting it in a compressed body.
I have a short fat man's body on a tall fat man's body.
All right, so Jimmy, what comedy do you have for us?
Well, I want to talk about Michael Che Matters on Netflix. It's a great special. A lot of people are just familiar with him from SNL and The Daily Show.
And he's
So-
getting the spinoff now of Weekend Update.
Is he?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't
That's
know.
not a full thing. I think they're just doing a trial run.
I don't know. I mean, I know that he's talked about it. It's
Mhm.
confirmed for prime time. I don't know. It might
Right.
be a trial run, but typically they don't really do.
It's not going to be a weekly thing, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
gonna
That'll
like-
probably go over. He's
probably
not
season.
afraid to be offensive. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
He'll
That-
stand
he's not
behind
Trevor
what he said.
Noah.
He won't apologize. He'll
Yeah.
just be like, he'll put it out there and just be like, this
He
is what I
called
think.
Boston racist the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
he
the
did.
Boston Globe
But-
reported on it. He's like, yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly. Yeah,
No,
he's
it's-
like, he doesn't take it back.
He's got
You
a
know
point.
who? You know who agrees with him? Bill Burr. Somebody
Mhm.
you're not a fan of Bill Burr.
I don't
right?
love Bill Burr.
I don't love him, but I like him.
Yeah,
I,
he's-
I actually really like that animated Netflix show he did, F is for
Yeah.
Family. That
So
was a really good
good.
show.
I'm starting to think that maybe when you guys get a little older, you'll like Bill Burr more. I think.
I
Bill
did.
Burr, more like
Bill
Bill
Burr.
Bohr.
Let's end the show right there.
Truthfully,
we're not going to hit any higher than
I
that.
appreciate his comedy a lot more now that I know more of his sensibilities from listening to him on podcasts. Like he bakes pies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
yes.
think of that from listening to his stand-up, but he's like a well-rounded guy.
Mhm.
But that doesn't always come across in
But
his
he
stand-up.
says the same thing. Boston is racist. So,
Mhm. Well, there was a guy. I'm sure you saw him on Rogan. Michael.
Ian Black.
No, I
you're
can't
talking
remember.
about the cop.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I can't remember his last name, but he was a former Boston detective, and he outed the whole police force as pretty
He
much
has
being
that movie, The
systematic.
57 or something like that.
Oh, that wasn't him who I'm thinking of, but
Oh, okay.
that's
You're
another
talking about
great
some-
Rogan
okay.
guest.
Bunch
yeah.
of dirty mix.
So they're both named Michael, I think.
Yeah, this.
Whoa.
I know. Yeah, jeez, Tyler.
Whoa.
But yeah, this guy, his first name is Michael. I'll comment on this YouTube video if I
Have you
find
guys
it.
ever been to Boston? I've never been.
I never have.
I did. Oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. You already started.
Well, yeah, I did when I was, I think it was 2004 or 05, because my family were big Red Sox fans, so we went to see a Red Sox game at Fenway. And do you guys know about the Green Monster?
Yeah, the wall.
Yeah, well,
no,
the wall,
can you
but they
please
also,
explain?
Well, they also made the Green Monster into like a little like a mascot essentially. And there was this really freaking creepy old dude hugging the Green Monster like inanimate statues.
What
and
is the Green Monster?
Yeah.
I'll pull up an image, but it's the wall at the end of Fenway Park. And
It's
for
like
home
the-
runs, the wall
yeah.
you hit over.
Oh,
But then they
okay.
actually made a mascot. Isn't he just hairy?
yeah,
Is it
he's
because
just a
it's covered
big-
in
Fuzzy.
Is
It's
it
just
because it's covered in moss or
They painted it green, I
Yeah,
think.
just
Yeah.
paint. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was moss or vines or something. There's one that has. Is that Chicago?
Wrigley.
Wrigley,
is
okay.
Okay.
the
Alright.
grass. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've
But
heard-
anyway, back to Michael Che.
Well, actually, real quick before that, here's the Green Monster. And
He
Ooh.
looks so friendly.
yeah, and there was this old guy. Me and my brother were just so weirded out by this guy. He's had like a Green Monster little toy, and he was talking to it, and he was alone, and it was just a very odd trip. Great game though. It was so cool to actually see a real Red Sox game.
I went to a baseball game. It was boring.
So Michael Che fist fought that monster. And
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the town's
And that's what
racist.
proved
Yeah.
he was like, Boston is racist. I defeated the Green Monster.
But this is his debut special, and it's almost too good for a debut special. He hits on everything that you want to do. His crowd work is great.
He's only been doing comedy like what, 5-7 years?
I really don't. Probably I saw him first, I think, in 2011. I've seen him twice live.
And he
when it
blew
came
up
to Notre-
quick.
Yes, I knew he had something special. I brought friends to come see him the second time he came to Nut Street. I was like, this guy's going places. I just knew it. When I saw him live, he knew somebody in the front row was a cop, and by the end of it, the dude threw his badge on the floor. And
What?
he just knew it, and it was just kind of weird. He's really good at reading people, and he's really good at just like, I don't know, interacting with the crowd, and you can just tell what they're thinking, what their beliefs and stuff are, kind of, and
Huh.
he has fun with it. So, but
Personable.
he does. Yeah, he does everything you want in a special. The thing I like the most is how he ended it. People they never know how they're going to end their special because you want to end on like your best joke.
Mhm.
But he just kind of just didn't do that. He just kind of did a cheesy one-liner, and just
I feel like that's kind of been happening with a lot of the specials that I've
I
watched
think
lately.
it seemed like the chop up, like I guess he just picked that, like just ended with that right
Yeah.
there, like
Yeah.
from the editing
The
part.
last Jim Jeffries special, I was kind of blown away that he ended with what he ended with.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the best bit in that.
it
whole
wasn't
thing.
the
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries bit. The way he ends that, it kind of left me wanting more.
I was
but,
like-
but Michael Che's, I was just like, oh, that's the perfect way to end it because he hits on
Nice.
so many serious things. Stuff I don't. You just have to watch it. He talks about Harambe, Cecil, all that stuff, and it's just phenomenal.
I
Great one
forgot
to
about
watch.
Cecil.
Five thumbs up again. I'm gonna start doing that because I never know whether to give something 5 stars, 2 thumbs up. So I'm just gonna say 5 thumbs up.
Where's that other thumb
So-
come from?
Uh,
I mean, you
I'm
could
those
use
I'm
other
just having
three.
fun. I'm
well,
just
I mean,
having
you could
fun.
potentially, say that your big toes are the other thumbs, but it still leaves
This
you
is
lacking a
just
thumb.
this is just me having fun with how to rate something. I'm coming up with my own Jimmy rating system. I
Okay.
don't want to give it 2 thumbs up or 5 stars.
Yeah.
I'm combining the little. And
Makes
so
sense.
5
So yeah,
stars.
I had no idea he was on Weekend Update. That was him.
Yep.
What?
Well, people think he's Jay Farrow all the time.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
fun with
Really?
that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's fun. Do you guys have a
His
favorite
eyebrows.
joke? I wanted to ask you guys this. I wanted to put you guys kind of on the spot, like a joke that always makes you laugh. Go for it.
Oh, okay. I just remember it might not be. It's the one where you say that, and this was what popped into my mind. Maybe it's not my favorite joke, but you said that. This is what I thought of.
Okay.
It's an old Louis C.K. bit where he talks about how kids constantly ask why, and there's no end to that conversation. You ask, why is the sky blue? I don't know. Why? Because in high school I didn't pay attention. Why? Because I was smoking weed too much and just like hanging out with girls. And he says that he's like, and by the end it's so abstract. She's like, why? And you go, because some things are and some things are not.
That's a good bit.
Why? Because things that are not can't be. And it just goes on. That's the one. I don't know, something about that. We just used to quote that because I love how abstract that gets, and you can totally see that happening.
The one that always sticks with me is Chappelle. I'm pretty sure it's from Killing Them Softly, where he goes, his friend was driving him, his friend Chip was driving him, and he was drunk, and Chappelle goes, of course, I was smoking a joint. I couldn't say to the guy, and then the cop pulls him over, and then the Chip is clearly drunk, and the guy is like, or Chip tells him, oh, no, we were just trying to make it to 3rd Street, and the cop, knows that he's drunk, knows that Chappelle was smoking a joint.
3rd Street.
You're on 3rd Street.
My favorite joke is Brian Regan's cannonball wounds. Have you guys?
I've never seen that one.
It makes me laugh every single time, and I'm like, where I actually laugh out loud, and it's so stupid. And part of it is his actions. It's but he's just. acts like he has a tube of cannonball wound ointment and he's applying it, and that's so just. No, he's like, "Do you got any cannonball ointment? Cannonball wound ointment?" And he just starts like doing this
In a giant circle,
in
yeah.
a giant circle, and then that makes me laugh every single time.
Brian Regan is really good at those little, just subtle, like tiny little movements or tiny little flutters of his voice.
I feel like he is probably one of the best. As far as you can show him to anybody, he's so clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's coming in August, by the way.
I'm
to
so
Greenfield.
stoked. I gotta see him.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite bits from him, like at least it started good in his delivery, where he's acting
Stupid in
right.
school.
That was actually the first. I remember going
That's
to
what
my
opened up
brother's
to him.
when we moved my brother to college. My dad had next to him radio in his car, and that was like a new thing. It was awesome. And we listened to the clean comedy thing, and that was like the first bit we heard was his stupid in school, and we still quote that. But something recently I found was his thing on just what it's like to buy a refrigerator, and he's like, imagine a salesman trying to sell a refrigerator, and he's like playing it so perfectly. He's like, all right, so this one keeps your food cold for 600. This one keeps your food cold for 800.
Yeah.
This one here, 1400. Guess what? Keeps all your food cold.
Tanner did that perfect.
But that's exactly what Brian Regan does, and that's what
Nice.
makes that bit. Why you got to watch that video because he just nails it.
Stand-up comedy is so interesting, man, because in no other, like, I mean, you could try to make a sketch about that and get the same point across, but it wouldn't have the same poignancy as a person standing in front of hundreds of people.
It's such a personal
mic.
thing. That's why it's such a cool art form. It's just, it's
Do
not.
you guys
it
have
doesn't
favorite
get respect.
jokes before we move on?
Yeah, recently I heard one from Sam Morrell that came through town. He had a joke about. He said, "You guys remember that kid beginning of the year? You forget what you're outraged about. You don't even remember. You remember the kid that died by he was eaten by an alligator at Disneyland? Yeah, you remember that? Well, don't act like you're offended. Don't act like you didn't watch the kid's funeral on TV." You weren't there. You weren't watching. You didn't see the mother get up there, bawling her eyes out, and with a single tear coming down the side of her face say, "See you later, alligator."
Sam had my favorite rape joke of 2012 too.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I found myself.
2012, man, you
Yeah.
really got a list.
Oh, dude, I saw it. That's when I saw him. It was great, but I'm not gonna tell the joke. But it's great. What about you, Gerard?
Mine's not really a comedian. It's on one of my favorite podcasts, the Bodega Boys, and they kind of just riff on each other. And they were he brought up one is a Jamaican guy and a Dominican guy, and they both grew up in the Bronx in New York. And they were saying like, what if we like could I see myself dating Taylor Swift? He said, but like he was like, you gotta be disrespectful, so you can't be nice. So it's like, so I'm gonna have it in the hood on the milk crate. I'm like, you're not gonna know what's you off this pack. like Taylor, go buy me a beer. Like, go, just being mad disrespectful to her and whatnot. He said, I gotta shake up in front of the corner store. And he said, like, Poppy comes out, just like, she said, shake it up, but not like that, Poppy. No. Like,
I bet it's
really
funny coming with their accents.
Yeah.
They're spot on with all like the Jamaican references and all everything. Like, it's just cool. These guys have spent their whole lives in New York. And just their takes on just everything in the world. Like, it's just funny.
Some of my hardest laughs have come from The Fighter and the Kid, just the ridiculous things that Brendan Schaub will say. I don't know, did you ever watch or listen to?
Oh, no, yeah, I like him and Brian have a good chemistry. It's
Yeah,
fun.
just those little, like, uber silly remarks that he makes crack me up.
What kind of music do you have for us?
Oh, well, I do want to talk about Thundercats album called Drunk. Still album of the year. I know it's still too soon to say that, but it's great. It's fabulous. I did some research on him. When I first heard it, I knew it was great when I first heard like the first 10 seconds of the album. And did some research. His dad played drums for The Temptations and Diana Ross. And he used to play bass for Suicidal Tendencies. So he is all over the place, and he's the mastermind behind To Pimp a Butterfly. So
what do you
he
mean
has
mastermind?
just produced kind of
he
like
produced, okay.
did a lot of he's the reason that album's so musical.
You
and
know
has a lot of
what?
instruments.
Didn't he produce one of the interludes on Good Kid, Mad City?
He might have.
I
don't
think he
know.
produced one of the really like jazzy instrumental interludes.
Yeah, this album's totally jazzy. It's fun. It's that's the key word behind it. Fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot. He's killer on bass. He's a sick bass player. So that's my album of
Does
the
he
year so far.
provide all the instrumentation himself?
Probably no. He's got Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald coming in on some tracks.
Whoa.
So I mean, he's that's what I'm saying. He knows everybody probably because of his parents.
Yeah,
So he's fun.
that's cool, man.
He has a lot of fun.
Kenny Loggins, wow.
Yeah. But lately I've been listening to a group called the Cloud Nothings. Their new album is called Life Without Sound. It's nothing special, but I just like it a lot. I do not like the last track on the album. It's like kind of a noise track, but they're kind of just an indie rock band. And another indie band called Vagabond. Their album's called Infinite Worlds. This isn't going to be the one that... This band has potential. This is my, like, band to watch. When I hear something there, and I don't know if it's going to... They could just fizzle out, but I think Vagabond, she could blow up.
Okay. And what was the name of the first band again?
Cloud Nothings.
Okay, cool.
How does Vagabond, like, can you describe her style?
Just lo-fi indie rock.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
all the stuff I really like is gonna be like indie rock, guitar based stuff.
So is it like the antithesis to like how St. Vincent's is kind of higher up, hers is lower down, lower energy, lower?
Yeah, well, yeah, not. I wouldn't say low energy because some of the songs have a little bit of rockiness to them. But
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
St.
guys,
Vincent,
my phone's
she has
ringing.
her own. She has her own guitar. Her own guitar that just came out, and it looks kind of cool. It
St.
looks
Vincent
kinda,
or Vagabond?
Vagabond. I mean St. Vincent. She has her own line of guitars that just came out. So, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good looking guitar. I haven't got a chance to play one, but it looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Mm.
How do you find these bands? Do you have like a certain site you go to, or?
A lot of times I'll look at how Tyler was saying when he sees a critic review a movie.
Mhm.
If I agree with critics a lot on music,
Yeah.
not all the time. There's stuff I love that gets like 2 stars, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, this album's fun. I know it's stupid, but a lot of times I agree with the critics a lot. What happened? What made me realize that was when Radiohead's OK Computer came out. That album changed my life as a guitar player, as a person, and that album's like critically acclaimed. It's one of the best rock albums of all time, people say, but it's not for everybody, definitely. But that's when I realized I was like kind of in tune with the music critics and what they thought. So I've kind of just stuck with that ever since I was 15, and whatever critics are saying is great, I'll give it a listen. I don't always say, agree with them, but if it's getting high ratings, I'll, give it a listen.
Nice. But do you find it from like Pitchfork or something like that?
Yeah,
or?
Pitchfork,
Okay, yeah.
Lots of different places.
Gotcha.
I'd usually just Google best music reviews, and I don't care who it comes from, Paste or whatever. Just
Nice. Cool.
There's a band called Microwave I like a lot. They're nothing special, but they're just about like they're nostalgic kind of sound alternative. I posted something on my Facebook, and of course nobody liked it, so nobody even watched it. I'm just like, this is something you should listen to.
There's just so many bands, man. It's crazy. I mean, just like there's so many
It's
shows.
overwhelming,
There's
yeah.
so many radio shows. There's so many podcasts.
Have you not seen this band, Sydney?
Because there's so many of them. That's my point. I mean, it's it's definitely a big double-edged sword in having the open source internet. Is that everyone can put out stuff, but then there's just so much that no one really is able to find the stuff that might speak to them the most. Because
I've had to.
What are
My-
you laughing at,
My
Tyler?
favorite band is out there somewhere, and I'm never gonna hear them. And I've had to get okay with that.
Exactly.
Fact. That's what.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Yeah, on an island alone, like small island, 3 albums you would take with you.
Oh, okay.
Good question.
Radiohead. Okay, Computer.
Let's
just
make this
because
our
of-
first game. We'll
Okay.
go ahead and jump into games with this one.
Okay, Radiohead. Okay, Computer. Just because it meant so much to me, that album can still make me cry. All that fun stuff. Weezer's first album, the Blue Album. Love it. It's just I don't know, just fun. And I'd probably have to take Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, just for something. Even though, and they're thieves too. We were talking about Darwin stealing everything.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, that broke. I stayed away from that for so long, but they stole Stairway. They stole everything. Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin,
Well, when it comes to Houses of the Holy, When the Levee Breaks is one of the only songs I care about on that album. And they obviously that's a cover, so I don't have to feel guilty about
that
liking
song's
that
not
one.
on that album. But
Oh, really?
No. But yeah, keep going. It's all right.
Face.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Which one is it on?
4, I think.
Oh, okay.
Zeppelin 4, because
Gotcha.
their first 4 albums were just 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then.
Man, I could swear that it has maybe I just have some janky album work or something
Ooh,
like that.
phone's coming out.
Yeah, because
Oh.
whenever I play it, When the Levee Breaks, I'm pretty sure it's Houses of the Holy cover.
Gerard, do you have 3 albums?
I do. Boss, Too High to Riot. It came out 2015, I believe. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And Daft Punk, Discovery.
Nice.
Ooh, Daft Punk. You're going to throw me for a loop there.
How do you feel about Random Access Memories?
Random Access. That was the latest one.
I think so. The one that I think it was 2012 one.
I haven't listened to it yet. I
It's a
will.
great
I will eventually.
Album. It's a great album.
I'll listen to it eventually sometime, but I haven't listened to that one yet. But
Yeah.
those are the 3 that stick out. And those at key points of my life, like Lauryn Hill's when I was in first grade in Pittsburgh, and that's very nostalgic and I feel good every time like I'll hear a song from that. Discoveries when I was in high school, and that's when I started like branching out, listening to different music.
Yeah.
And then for me, like Too High to Riot by Boss, that's the most recent one, and that one is like good. And I'm a huge J. Cole fan, and I would take that over like a J. Cole album.
Yeah?
Project, yeah.
Is Boz on
Dreamville.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I first came to know of him. Tanner, you have 3 albums?
Yeah, sort of. So my thing is that I mostly listen to singles, not really albums. So I'm a bit, like, basically I don't want them all to be the same tone, but here's the 3 I've got off the top of my head. Bad Religion's Suffer, which is, if I'm correct, was their first big hit. And actually Awake by Skillet, because that's every Skillet song I like is on that album. I'm not a crazy fan of Skillet, but every one I do like is on that album. And the only one I could think of is actually Star Bomb, and I doubt anyone here has heard of them. They actually were 2 Les players who were also good at music that made basically video game parody songs. And I think, no, they didn't work with Weird Al with one, even though they did like talk to him. And it actually, I don't know, it's just fun stuff, and that would be kind of the poppy fun stuff I'd have on this island to be stuck with, their first album.
Well, we never said that you got a CD player, so I'm just thinking of these albums in terms of how they could refract the light to
I
start a
burnt
fire.
Tanner a CD too.
I know, I cannot wait to hear.
You have that with you?
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got it
I
right
gave
here.
it to him, so.
Sweet.
So next week we'll get to weigh in and
Yeah.
find out and date them.
Yeah.
This is what I always do for girls when I
Well,
burn
Jimmy,
them a CD.
Straight up, you were so nice. You sent me a Facebook message like, "Hey man, I want to make you like a CD. You know what kind of
But
stuff
you
do
talked about
like?"
how like your 3 albums show that you need that CD.
Yes.
Like, but you know so much about comic. That's what's cool about humans. We all get into certain things, but I'm gonna open them up. So
No, that's all because
hear
I've
some
said
stuff
that
you
I
hadn't
don't
heard.
know much about music.
You'll hear some
know.
stuff, and you'll find some stuff you don't like. There's gonna be some stuff on there that's gonna be,
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna hate. But
I'm sure.
yeah,
Cindy, you got 3 albums?
Yeah, I know definitely one of them would be Master of Puppets by Metallica. Another one would be The College Dropout by Kanye. Ah, man, I'm having a hard time with my last one. I think it would either be Incredibad by The Lonely Island, because I love every single one of those songs. They fill me with joy. Or Steal This Album by System of a Down.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and all those...
I don't like that System of a Down album.
Yeah.
I just like the first 2. And then
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I was trying to decide if I wanted to go with Steal This Album or their-
Toxicity?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Toxicity is great, but I listened to it too much in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
So
Everybody wore that album.
yeah, so all those songs are kind of worn out for me. But yeah, between the first and third albums, I think I'm still gonna go with Steal This Album. But yeah, so those would be my choices: College Dropout, Master of Puppets, and I'd probably go with Incredibad just to have some levity on the island.
So you have fun.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler?
WWE soundtracks. All intro music.
Yeah.
It's WWE Anthology Volume 2.
Yeah.
No, it'd be Kids Bop 2.
Which one was Kids Bop 2? That would have been like
It's after the first one.
that would have been like NSYNC, Christina
I'm gonna look
Aguilera.
up the exact list.
Yeah, please
well,
do.
While you're looking that up, open up another tab, Kids Bop 4.
And now that's what I call music.
Oh, I feel like
edition
it-
38.
Jimmy, you stepped on my punchline.
I typed in Kids Bop with a S instead of a Z.
Oh, how dare you!
You're fired.
It's the
Wow,
cardinal rule
okay.
of Kids Bop.
They got Kryptonite.
Yeah, can I just run them
Oh,
down?
jeez.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights. Shape of My Heart. Fallen. Absolutely. Survivor, which I'm
Story of
assuming
a girl, just so you guys know.
that was a
Yeah.
Destiny's Child song. Follow Me. You Remind Me.
Oh, is that Uncle Cracker? Follow me.
I guess. I don't know.
Ugh.
There's no artist. They didn't list the
Oh,
musical
okay,
talents
okay.
of Kids Bop.
Yeah, because it's the kids.
Oh,
yeah.
I've got. Oh, sorry, never mind.
Uh,
I thought I had the artist. I didn't.
where are they now? The Kids Bop.
God, that's a great
That
question.
would be awesome, actually. Can we find the Kids Bop people to bring up on the show? Like, what was it like recording these Kids Bop albums?
Yeah.
What
for
is it
real.
like working at a car rental place now? I would, for real though, I only have one that I take with me because there's only one musical album I really have any connection to, or any emotional connection to. Like, I like a lot of music. If I had a chance, I'd probably burn like 2 CDs worth of
Same here.
my favorite single songs.
Same
That's what I
here,
mean
yeah.
with
Yeah.
the singles. I prefer the singles, and I just want to have my own mixes.
Yeah.
That's not
Uh,
how I listen to music, but I mean that's just why I'm different. That's why I'm having to give album reviews, and since I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. That's why we trust you with that.
But I'll still buy an album if I trust it. So I mean, that's still worthy. If that makes any sense, I'd still want to hear that if an album's good or not.
Tyler?
We keep
The,
talking over.
The one it's okay. The one album I'd bring is probably Candy Coated Fury by Real Big Fish,
Okay.
because they've got a lot of like breakup-ish songs on there, and I listened to that over and over and over on repeat after I got dumped by my
Wow.
first girlfriend. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you just want to wade in your own puddle
Man,
of pity
I
and
lis-
listen to those horns.
I
Just
listened
see
to a
horns.
bunch of Ben Harper when I broke up with my first like serious girlfriend.
you broke up with. I got broken up with.
No, I got broken up with and cheated on. So.
Oh,
If you guys are wanting to get suicidal, you need to listen to some Elliott Smith. That'll put
Oh,
you in
yeah?
the mood.
Yeah.
the track listing for this is first song is Everyone Else Is an A-Hole. She's Not the End of the World. Don't Let Me Down Gently. I Know You Too Well to Like You Anymore.
Wow.
So,
Oh, my
did
I
gosh.
Dare You to Break My Heart.
Did they write this after a breakup? Like, is it a breakup
Probably.
album? Yeah.
This is the sequence of a breakup. happening.
Yeah, true.
Your Girlfriend Sucks. Don't Stop Skanking, which is oddly like a very happy song in the middle of this, and skanking is
Well, that's the type of dance you do
Yep.
with their
Yeah.
music.
Yep. Lost Cause, I Love You, You Suck, and P.S. I Hate You. And then the last song is called The Promise. So
Okay, nice. The only let me think. I know Beer is a Real Big Fish song that I know, and I feel like I have one other Real Big
Sail
Fish.
out. Is that one of those?
That's
Me
it, Sell Out.
Tonight, Sell Out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Give me lots of money.
Yeah, which coincidentally is probably their biggest song, right?
Yeah.
But well, it's probably no coincidence that
That's a really good album. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that album.
I haven't heard the whole album. So I
You're
can't
coming
give you
back. It's okay.
ska gets a bad rap,
Dude, okay,
and I think it's just because it's easy to pick on. But I mean, ska is like the funnest.
One of my favorite types of music.
Yeah,
Well, there's a
it's-
band
yeah.
called Streetlight Manifesto. Have you heard
Yeah.
of them? They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
They,
yeah, I haven't thought about them
They
in a
broke.
while.
There was a band called Catch 22 that broke up, and I think half of them went to Streetlight. That band's amazing. They're phenomenal. But they're coming on Warped Tour, which is going to be here July 4th.
yeah.
Sweet.
So that's the only band on there I care to see.
Yeah.
Because I'm an old man.
No Guar? No Guar for you?
I've seen Guar live. Guar's great.
Did you get
Guar's-
showered with blood or anything?
No, I
like
stood in
that?
the back. I
Yeah.
knew what was going to happen.
No
it was,
American
it was fun.
authors.
They had George W. Bush was the president when I saw Guar, so they brought like him
You
out
could
on stage.
Go on your own without your mom when George W. Bush was president?
Yeah. I was still an adult then. But they had a dinosaur come out and like bite him in half and pull his intestines out.
A dinosaur.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
little T-Rex. Guar show is amazing.
Yeah.
Just go for the. If you don't like the music, put some earbuds. in.
Performance art, yeah.
It's like
Well, do you remember
Our-
Game of Thrones got in a bunch of trouble because they used a George Bush head in one of their scenes? So I'm surprised Guar never.
on a pike, no
Yeah.
less. That's
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool little Easter egg. I mean, George Bush was already not president by then, but it's just interesting to me that Game of Thrones got so much flack for
Well,
that, and then
Guar,
Guar is-
Guar does that to every president. They did it when Barack was president.
Oh,
I
okay.
like the boobies. I like them a lot. They're real nice. I appreciate you being on my show.
Now let me just paint this picture of you, and we'll send you on your way.
There you go, little flower. And
I
that's
don't
all I know
think-
how to do.
I don't think his artwork's that bad.
It's
That's
not,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
It's not.
It's not crayon. It's
I
nice.
wonder, like, I wonder if he's self-taught or if he had, a ton of people come in to teach him. But either way, it's pretty solid, and it's for a good cause. I mean, it could
Yeah.
just be pandering, but it's cool of him. I know that George Bush is probably responsible for some really shady stuff, but,
But look at this flower.
yeah, he's
look
just
Yo,
so
look at-
likable.
Oh, dancing. Oh, the flower dancing. Oh.
It's the curse of charming white people is that they're so likable. We know that they do horrible things.
Get out.
Maybe Gerard doesn't. I don't know.
Say that one more time.
Dancing
Kinda
flower,
lost
look
me
at-
a little bit. It's,
Look at
you,
the dancing flower.
It's
you said white people are so charming.
well, yeah. It's like it's the curse, and some white people use it to their benefit. Of white people who have power like that is all through their lives they're just raised to be charming, so they can do.
just the I see it as far as like just that silly fact. I'm like, come on, man, I'm white. Like, just
Yeah.
get that kind of.
I saw
Okay.
a picture of I don't know what news. It had to be the Daily Show, and they had a picture picture of George W. up with his cowboy hat on. It said Jolly. It had the Jolly Rancher logo underneath him, and it was just perfect because he was sitting there
Nice.
smiling. And said Jolly Rancher.
That's
It
pretty
was-
good.
Nice, yeah, and of course, I'm sure everyone saw him struggling with the what poncho.
Yeah,
at
that was
the-
great.
Yeah, it's just a typical George Bush moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny that we have a past president who is just an instant
I
meme.
think that's what it was about him. He didn't take himself that seriously. I was pretty
Yeah.
young when he was in
Yeah.
office, but
Yeah.
he was just like, yo, I'm here doing this job. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about nothing. I got everything. It's like that was it. He didn't really say too much stuff. A lot of stuff.
We
just
wanted him
happened.
to care more. That's what it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
I think.
No
Yeah.
exaggeration. When Trump's inauguration happened and we all saw him again, a lot of people I know said, "Boy, what I would give to have him back right now."
For real.
Yeah.
Help put food on your family.
Oh, man.
So let's get around to Zulu. We'll see how this goes, and if not, we'll launch into press conference. So Zulu, we played this a little bit yesterday, but we ran out of time. So what we're going to do is try to think of new ways to describe existing products, basically new names for existing products. So before the show, we mentioned Prius. Do we want to go with cars?
Sure.
Okay. So let's say the first car that we do we want to go around and all rename the same vehicle?
No, I think pass it.
Okay. So I'll give Tyler rename a Porsche 911.
Porsche Pearl Harbor.
Fair enough.
All right, Jimmy, rename a Ford F-150.
Ford Gravedigger.
All right.
Hey, that's pretty solid. Jimmy's turn.
Let's see. Tanner. Mazda Miata.
You gonna hop over Gerard?
Miazda
That's
Mata.
cool. That's cool. No, it's fine.
Miazda
It's fine.
Mata. That worked out pretty well.
He used to pick whoever he wants to pick.
All right, Tanner.
All right, Gerard, rename my '98 Honda Accord.
My life is a wreck.
I would call it the getting laid mobile.
Nah.
So did you rename Honda 2 to My Life, and then the Accord is a wreck?
Yeah.
All right, Gerard.
Let's see. Sydney rename 87 Cadillac.
87
Coupe
Cadillac.
de Ville, yeah.
87. I don't care about the planet. So Tyler, rename a Ferrari 451 or whatever names Ferraris have.
Ferrari Vroom.
I'm going for the Ferrari small penis angle. I'm going for the
I-
overcompensating.
that's more of the-
I didn't
I was
wanna
going to call
give
it the
you-
panty dropper.
I didn't want to give you that low-hanging fruit there.
That's more of a Ford series. The
Think so?
F-150, 250. Like, look how small. my
Yeah.
Rename the Toyota Tundra.
And it can't be existing. You can't call it an avalanche.
Oops. Look at my tires.
Okay.
The Toyota, look at my tires.
I was thinking something way more just.
What were you thinking?
It's called heritage, not the ability to read.
Jimmy Wang Gang.
Oh, I love Jimmy Wang Yang. Okay, so I got to give some
What?
backstory on Jimmy Wang Yang. Jimmy Wang Yang is a professional wrestler
Okay.
known as the Asian redneck. He is an Asian man
What?
from like southern Georgia.
That makes sense then. Toyota
And,
Tundra.
Yeah, he's a redneck, and he loves to fight, and he loves country music.
Uh-huh.
He was dope. When I started watching wrestling again, I was like, this is a cool guy to watch. Like, they wasn't giving him that much time when I was
Yeah.
watching it.
Yep.
Yeah. He was cool.
He had a
And-
cool finishing move. It was like a run up the rope senton. No, it was a run up the rope moonsault, like crossbody kind of.
Whoa.
It's super simple. You just run up, do a backflip, and land on the guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I won't skip Gerard this time.
Go for it.
Don't feel obligated to. If you want to ask somebody else, you can.
Your dangles are offset. The dangles on your hat.
Oh,
360's done for the day.
Gerard, 85 Ford Mustang. Those were the ugly boxes.
Yeah.
85 Ford Mustang.
Should pull up a picture of how ugly those were.
Yeah.
Look how
Tanner,
high.
if you have a chance.
Look how high up I popped my collar
If I have a chance.
driving my car.
Coke
Yeah.
and regrets.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing the double layer polos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cindy, why'd you say if I have a chance?
For to pull up one of those mid '80s Mustangs. Just
Oh, okay.
how horrific they were. I don't know why all the cars went to that
Or
boxy
The
style.
Mustang 2. I seen one of those.
Yeah.
That looks pretty hideous.
Yeah, man. Ugh. I mean, you had such a why deviate from Mustang?
That's why
Because
they're
you
all-
want to change it new, just like Coke.
They want to
True.
make it look futuristic, I think.
Yeah.
And all the muscle cars, all the old bodies are like coming back. It seems.
Yeah,
like, you know,
they
the
probably
old
were trying to
size.
make it look more like a DeLorean or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Bill said trying to ruin the car industry.
Gerard, you throwing one to Tanner?
Is that
Is
what
it my
you're
turn?
talking about?
Yeah, that
Yep.
that ugly.
That's a Mustang?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Exactly.
They try to go for like a DeLorean feel, I guess.
Uh-huh. And that even is like
doesn't
not,
even look fast.
Yeah, that's a not terrible version. In the late '80s, they got just super boxy, like
What happened?
not
to
even a semblance of a
predictability?
curve, just straight up sharp angles.
I don't know why that makes me think of Full House.
It does. It does. Tanner, rename. Let's see. A Prius.
A pretentious.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a good one.
Take that left.
Take that, all you folks who care about the planet.
Mm.
You've melted 15 snowflakes.
It's the opposite of the Cadillac.
Oh snap! That was a good. That was a good way to.
I can't wait to rip that stuff off your chest.
Tyler, rename the
You're
car.
gonna skip Sydney?
Yes, rename the car that.
Probably for the best.
rename the car that Danica Patrick drives.
Instead of NASCAR's last car.
Oh, that's great. Oh.
Not bad for quick thinking.
She has a Ford Fusion right now.
Really?
Everybody's- Yeah.
Whoa, huh? All right.
That's fun that you know that. Can we talk about her? How come she never made it in NASCAR? Really?
I mean, she's still in it.
She's still in it.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
She runs about 25th every week out of a
Okay.
40-car field.
Well, like how
Okay,
many
that's
how many
alright.
races has she finished? I feel like she wrecks all the time,
She
and I have
wrecks a
no
lot.
I have no knowledge about NASCAR.
Depends on what,
so.
like, finish as in, like, she's running at the end of it or finish on the lead lap.
No, like we're still running by the end of it. Yeah,
She, here and there, I don't keep up with her that much. She's not my favorite.
that's just the only thing that I really hear about her anymore is that she wrecks all the time.
Yeah, she was dating a guy named Ricky Stenhouse, and his nickname is Recky Stenhouse.
Did they play Zulu to rename him that?
No, that's just redneck sharpness. His name
How'd this game get the name Zulu?
I don't know. That's a really good question. Zulu was the
Hey,
name.
rename the rename game.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
Zulu.
What you call it?
because Zulu was
That's a better name.
Star Trek character, right?
No, you're thinking of Sulu with an
That's-
S, and
that's
that was
right.
George Takei's character.
Yeah.
I think of Africa Bambaataa in the Zulu nation.
I think that as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to keep up with this in a new category or jump into
Well,
the
I'm gonna
press
have to go
conference?
here soon.
Uh-oh.
So it's
Aw.
approaching 1 o'clock. I don't want to. I mean, you guys can keep going.
Do you want to do one of the 1 through 5s?
Yeah, let's do one of
Yeah.
those,
Do that.
and then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Oh, and the last game will be me ripping that stuff off Tanner's chest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes.
All right, so I've got a couple just to refresh anyone who didn't hear from last Friday. For this game, whatever questions I ask, the answer will be a number between 1 and 5. And I've got 2 themes. Do you want to do Disney or porn?
Let's go with
Disney.
Yeah, let's go with Disney.
Yes.
All
I
right.
thought it was the same.
All right. Question number 1. Disney, on the top 5 list of purchasers of explosives in the United States, Disney is ranked this number.
Third.
4.
I'm gonna say 1 because they do fireworks shows like every night.
Gerard?
I'm gonna say 5 just to be different.
Wow, 2.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one nobody picks.
They are
Yeah.
second only to the U.S. military.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have considered the military. Yeah.
They buy a crazy amount of explosives for their fireworks. Yeah.
It makes sense because they do that every night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't
Jesus.
even think about that.
I wonder what the cleanup is like. Do they clean up every morning?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I was reading some stories when I was looking up these facts. I was reading some stories about Disney workers in general. Doesn't seem like the happiest place on earth to actually work.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know a girl who did an internship at Disneyland. Yeah, and it was not nearly as joyful as
I
they
know
make it
2
out to
people
be.
that went back. They enjoyed it so much.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Also, I think they said if you're a woman over 40, you cannot work at Disney.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah.
You can't be a
Matt-
princess
Matt
anymore.
White did an internship there.
Oh yeah.
in
Really?
college. Yeah, during
Nice.
college.
Wow.
Nice. Was it one in Florida or California?
Florida.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, next one. So Mickey Mouse was the first animated character to speak. When he spoke, he said this many words.
2.
I say 2.
4.
Just to be different, I'll say 3.
It was 2.
Okay.
He
Yes.
spoke 2 words in the short Carnival Kid, and the words were hot dog.
Oh. I've always wondered why Mickey Mouse Playhouse leans so
Yeah, they
heavily.
was a hot dog. Like
Hot
they,
dog,
they
hot
had like a
diggity dog.
segment.
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
why, because those were the first words he ever spoke.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Why do you guys know that?
I have
see
I have
that.
younger siblings,
Okay.
so I have that.
Just channel surfing.
Oh,
Like, I
sure,
would watch
okay.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a young niece that like.
No,
that
I
makes
said it
sense.
was me. I said it was me.
Yeah,
Channel
yeah.
surfing. Yeah.
Own it.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know they say hot dog a lot.
Oh no, but I mean, because you said 2 right off the bat.
Yeah.
Did you know that was
No,
the
it was
first?
a guess.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Next up, once I remake the slide to show Mickey. All
oh
right,
God! All right, this has
Nice.
already been taken down.
cool. Okay.
Disney does not like to have their
Oh,
stuff
God.
anywhere.
I'll take it down.
No, it's fine.
All right. Well, yeah, we're already done for those 2 seconds.
Disney
All right,
version
so-
Put a
of Hobbit.
swastika over it.
Huh. All right. So this many. Oh, right. This many Mickey Mouse shorts have won an Oscar.
4.
5.
One.
1.
Ah.
Only there are more Sylvester the Cat shorts that have won an Oscar than Mickey Mouse shorts.
Whoa.
Sylvester.
Sylvester, I
Sylvester
found
the
out,
Cat.
won
Looney
3.
Tunes.
Sylvester has
Tweety.
won.
Suffering
Yeah,
succotash.
they've
Yeah.
won 3 Oscars. Disney has, or Mickey has won a single Oscar.
What did Sylvester win Oscars for?
He, I know one of them was Birds Anonymous, which is a parody of Alcohol's Anonymous, which at the time was like a new thing, and no one was making fun of it except for Looney Tunes. So yeah, I watched it, and I'm like, this is from like the '60s, and
How
they're like,
dare you
making-
get help?
Yeah, basically. It's weird, but yeah, because I was also gonna do Looney Tunes, but I couldn't find enough 1 through 5s. I think Looney Tunes has won 5 awards, and 3 of them were from Sylvester and Tweety cartoons,
Wow.
which is
jeez.
weird because those were always my least favorite because Tom and Jerry did it better.
How many times has Brendan Fraser come close to suicide since starring in Looney Tunes?
How many movies has he done with that, or is it just
He
the
just
one?
the one, yeah.
The Looney Tunes one has NASCAR drivers in it.
Really?
Yeah,
They play like a prominent
I
role?
think Jeff Gordon's in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is like when they're in Las Vegas.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, next one. This many cartoons have featured Donald Duck as a Nazi.
2.
Jesus.
That took a turn.
5.
1.
Jimmy, did you guess?
5.
3.
It's 1.
Okay.
There's a very famous, and actually that won an Oscar as well. The one where Donald Duck is a Nazi. And it's a very, if you could watch it on YouTube, it's a bizarre cartoon where Donald Duck is basically in a nightmare.
Tunnel
And,
Jack.
yeah. And he's constantly screaming Heil Hitler. And it's all making fun of Hitler.
Is this from the 60s too, or?
It's from, the 40s. Yeah, they were like ripping on Hitler. And in fact, in the picture I'm about to put up, you'll see Donald Duck is reading Mein Kampf.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a thing.
It's funny you said cover up Mickey with a swastika.
It
Now
really
we
is,
have
yeah.
a
This.
swastika.
Then you got that up there. I don't know which one's more offensive.
Jeez.
Tanner just a towel or a swastika.
Okay.
That's
I
wild.
I got a couple more. Since opening in 1979, Disneyland has only closed this many times.
4.
3.
2.
12.
I wanted to say 4.
3. And those 3 times were for 1999 Hurricane Floyd, 9/11, and 2002 they had a power failure. And apparently 9/11, when they found out that like high populated places were being targeted,
Yeah.
they evacuated all of Disneyland in 30 minutes.
Wow.
You said 12, Gerard?
Yeah. So this is what's been open for a long time.
This
Well-
is game called 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the numbers are 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All the answers are gonna be 1 through 5.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I wasn't keeping up. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm gonna put Mickey back up since I don't.
Yeah, for real.
I got a couple more. These I just find interesting. All right, it's estimated that this many % of all amateur photographs in the U.S. are taken in a Disney park.
4.
Oh, percentage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.
5.
Yeah, I say 5.
4. So 4% of all amateur
dog.
photos of all amateur photos in the United States are taken in Disney World or Disneyland.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, right. Just last couple.
Mom's just going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. This many engineers were killed building Pirates of the Caribbean.
5.
Two.
Go big or go home.
2.
3.
1.
1.
Oh.
Apparently his name was George, and apparently there's a superstition for Disney employees when you shut down Pirates of the Caribbean for the night and you like flick the switch, you say good night George to prevent anything bad from happening the next day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does it say how he died?
I didn't find that out.
Swashbuckled to death.
Davy Jones got him.
Yep.
Did any of you even watch the funeral where his mother said, "See you later, alligator." Credit once again to Sam Morril. I don't want
Yeah.
to be accused of any jokes. Yeah, that's
Said-
a very funny joke.
Said, I'll come right back, Captain Jack.
All right, I just got like 2 more. When it opened in 1955, tickets for Disneyland cost blank dollars.
2.
5.
3.
1.
1.
Okay,
A
nice.
ticket to Disneyland cost $1 freaking dollar.
And this was 60, what?
55.
55. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, those are the days, like they always say, when you can see a double feature for a nickel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Crazy prices.
Yeah. And
I
crap,
just
what
want to
was-
point out Tyler's finished the 2-liter
Yeah,
now.
you didn't get my shot.
Oh, sorry.
You missed the opportunity.
And as of 2012, this many babies have been born at Disneyland.
4.
What?
I want to say 4, too.
I would have thought it would have been like 100, but I guess I guess 5.
No. We're born, not conceived.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a small world. You got a lot of privacy there.
So like the water broke like at
Yeah, and
Disneyland?
it's full on. The baby came out and they like held it up like Simba.
Why,
and it
why,
was-
And it still lives there.
why are you at Disneyland if you're that pregnant? I'm pretty sure they like should stop you from coming
Maybe you
in.
got to get on the roller coasters and get
Yeah.
things going.
it just launched off.
Get on those teacups.
Just someone gets dressed as Goofy, caught it like just with his big freaking
Of
dump.
course, he tosses it.
Yeah.
the gloves.
Oh man. So wait, what were your guesses?
I said 4. I think Tyler
Yeah, I
did
said
too.
4.
It is 3. So as of 2012, 3 babies were actually. Do you think like Mickey helped push it out? Like was there as the doctor?
You'd probably have like the princesses more than the people in the giant
I
suits.
feel like
you
someone
know?
in the giant suit though was like in medical school and working at Disneyland to afford it.
They take their big head and like. Put
Well,
it on
you're
their
not
head.
allowed, but you're not allowed
You
to
have
do
to
that.
vomit
This is
inside
an
of it.
emergency.
Nope, even then,
I
even
couldn't. I
then.
couldn't work at Disney.
You're not allowed.
Sorry, I hope you do okay. I only have 3 fingers.
I was wondering, like, how would their 4-fingered goofy white gloves deliver a
Or-
baby?
Oh, I dropped it.
Or it's like they go to the surgical wash station and then put on the giant gloves after they're done. All right, so that's the end of
That's
that.
the end of 1 through 5.
Nice, man. Good work. Those are good questions. So that is Tanner's 1 through 5 game.
Is it time?
Yeah,
I think
it,
so.
it is about that time.
I learned a lot about Disney today.
There
Yeah,
you
indeed.
go.
What's the best camera, Tanner?
Oh, probably. Honestly, it's either gonna be this one or the Gerard one. But yeah, I can get in the Gerard one, and no one has to leave.
I think that if you stand right in the middle of Gerard and Jimmy, it'll be perfect for
Front
lighting.
row seats. Yes.
Let's okay, the lav will already be there, so we want to get the audio of the hairs. Oh, okay. No, go ahead and unmute it. I want to hear. Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Bill. Bill's capturing this moment.
Unmuted.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, put that right up in the camera.
What's this
Yeah, this
gotta hold
camera.
it.
Sydney, you gotta take
Oh,
it.
oh, God.
Take it.
Oh no.
Take it.
Oh.
Hold the mic.
Oh yeah. Is this what you wanted, Sydney?
Yeah, you can see those hairs.
That one wasn't that bad. I was barely on to begin with.
Oh
Okay,
my
that
God.
one wasn't.
I think I managed to avoid touching any of the
That
hairs.
one's light. The yellow one's hurt. No. The yellow one's hurt. I ain't. Oh my God.
All right.
I'm so much sexier,
I don't think it took like
Manscaping.
any patches of hair.
There was one time that I grabbed some hair that wasn't even on the tape.
Oh, I just yanked it. Oh man! All right, guys. Well, with that brings us to the end of our show. We did 3 hours today. It was a really fun show. I appreciate everyone who was on mic. Thank you guys for your contributions, and thank you all for listening. Anyone who joined us either on Facebook or on YouTube. We're going to be starting every day at 10 a.m. moving forward. So from 10 to 12 is our usual broadcast time. Across all social media platforms at Prime Nation Live. I'm Sydney Roberts. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram, SydneyRoberts18.
I'm Tyler Wood. You can find me on Twitter at Tyler W. Wood and on Instagram at Styler Wood.
I'm Jimmy Smith. Good luck finding me.
I'm Gerard Fortune. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at AROD_ROD.
I'm Tanner Methvin. You can find me on Twitter at Tanner Methvin.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. We are Prime Nation. It's March 31st. Hope you all enjoyed this episode, and tune back in on Monday for another one.